Hello, everybody. How's it going today? Hello, hello. Thank you for the raid. Hey, Beagle. Thank you for the membership. Thank you, thank you. Vault. Hi, Rima. Update. Nox gonna address it during his stream early this morning. I know because I was there. Thank you. I was gonna cover that. I am on top of the updates. Don't worry, guys. But I appreciate you letting me know. I'm just going to change the font for my chat box real quick. Is this like white right now? I can't really read anything. Oh yeah, that's better. Alright. Also, hi Rima! Thank you, Vol! Thank you! Kawaii! And JP Ravenfire! Welcome back to the Cute Squad! Thank you for memberships, guys! Okay, so... I think it was last night. Was it last night that this happened? Yeah, I released my Nijisanji video yesterday. Oh, my background's louder than me. Let me stop it. I wanted to switch up the music for once, but yeah. Let's go back to the regular music. Rima, is it true that Nijisanji make you make up a fake dad? Yes, yes, they did, they did. That's why I didn't have help to carry that library, the bookcase I bought off the stairs. Yeah, there's like this clip of Sunny talking about how Nijisanji told her to pretend she had a dad because it was like more positive and stuff. So we'll react to that later. And last night I was just, you know, chilling because I didn't really sleep before my video revision, and boom, I see this Mutahar video come out called Post Nux Clarity, and I heard that he did a decent like clarification on the whole taiga thing, so I wanted to watch it, but I did not expect what was inside this video. Yinka, thank you for the Cute Squad membership. Once again, loli is a body type, not age-based. The title was really good. Everything else in the video, like he cooked with the title, everything else in the video was burning. So, while I was watching this, I was like, this is crazy. But I did not expect... What really took me by surprise is that everybody else seemed to agree with me, which is wild because he's got a pretty normie audience, and I know the commentary community is like very harsh on lolis, beside Moist Critical / Charlie, who's attempted to... He's the only one who had the courage to defend this in front of like his friends, like he didn't succumb to peer pressure. I feel like everybody else succumbs to peer pressure when it comes to that discussion, when they're surrounded with people that are like, ew, it's gross. Love watching your content, Rima. Muto surprised me. Thank you, Elfire, Eva. Thank you so much, and thank you for the raid. Yeah, he did. We're going to go through all of that. Don't worry, guys. I do have the video like re-uploaded. There has been a lot of people archiving it. Even if I didn't find this YouTube version, we had like another version archived. I'm still not wait, this is... Hold up. I need to put this on top of my... Can't read it. There we go. I'm still not entirely sure how legit this falling out between Nux and Muta is. We know that Nux is a memer and I'm just expecting a 2 steps ahead video. Oh no, it's legit. It's legit. Anyone else want popcorn? Oh, come on, Charlie. Okay, no, the falling out between them is legit, and it was coming for a while now. Especially since he got onto that podcast, and the dude was kind of like, so... He was kind of just saying, oh yeah, if this is true, I'll just ditch him. Like, he was kind of being very quick to just distance himself from Nux. And that's really surprising of me from Mutahar, who I thought was somebody that did his own thing. You know, he talks a lot about integrity in the video. But what is integrity? He talks... is it not to, you know, stand by your friends? I feel like, to me, it makes me really distrust somebody that's throwing one of their friends under the bus to do some PR or to appease some crowds. This is not just a, you know, a random. They spent like a lot of time together. They had a podcast together. He's called him a friend before. And I've been watching Mutahar's video, you know, / some ordinary gamer for a while. And I don't want to... I hate when people do the thing like, oh, I love their content, but I'm really disappointed by their latest attitude. But he is disappointing me, and he has, as much as it's cringe for me to say this out loud, I saw it coming for a while. For a while, I thought he was lame. Ever since the Chadman stuff, ever since people started conflating everything that Chadman did with lolly drawings, and it became a huge topic of contention, like in the commentary community. And I feel like none of them have bothered to do any research on that matter. Any research at all. They just made a 2-second opinion on it, and then they spread it. And I get that it's like, it's almost never worth it to defend that topic, like just optic-wise, or just... It just always... Somebody's always gonna be offended, and because everybody's so binary about everything that it's almost impossible. And then if you do want to convince somebody, you gotta work so hard for it, you gotta work against the current, so not a lot of people take the time, and even if they disagreed with their like commentary, they probably wouldn't take the time or the efforts to point it out or debunk it, because it's just not worth it. Like, it's not worth the stress, the energy, the time. Like, the only person that really does it is Rev, and that's why like he's successful in this niche, but he also gets so much backlash for it. Yeah, Charlie. The heretic. Does anyone have any room left in his back for all the knives that I've put in them over the years? I really can't seem to stand by him now. You mean Mutahar or Nux? Yeah, people can't tell reality from fiction, and I stopped taking this whole group seriously when they started focusing more on the fact that Shadman was doing lolly, like, you know, there was like almost a witch hunt. Like, people were drafting lists and stuff about Shadman, you know, drawing lollies than what Ava Chris Tyson had done to actual minors, like real ones, not drawings. Shadman's done some like despicable stuff because he's drawn real children, which, I mean, he does deserve to get exposed for it. But then the conversation shifted to just shitting on lollies. And then everybody forgot about it again. And now it's back. Did Shad also go on a drug bender? I don't know, but I know he's done some gross stuff like with minors, and he's he deserves to be just out of the spotlight and not come back. Let me prepare my screen. All right. Got my 1 million tabs ready. Do you guys want to watch the full video? Muta hate lollies but watches cartel execution videos for fun. Yeah, I know. It really felt like a bunch of PR control. Damage control. I'll start with these... Hello? I'll start with these really wise words from Naruto. In the ninja world, those who break the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. Alright, that's going to be the mantra for today's stream. So, Mutahar, he released this post-next clarity video last night, just a few hours later. He took it down. And we can go back and watch the video, or we can take a look at it now. It's like 38 minutes long. I did like the taiga section. The taiga section was cool. It was interesting. It was nice that he got validated for that. But I feel like it was overshadowed by the rest of the video, and it sucked. It sucked because of that. Yes, he deleted the video, and that made me respect him even less. That just proved the point entirely. He bent the knee once to the mob, which I don't think was his type. You know, he left Twitter not long ago. And I thought, you know, he was saying it wasn't because he got fed up with the toxicity. It was just because, you know, Twitter's a cesspool and there's no point in being there. And I was like, okay, based. But a lot of people push back on that. Now I'm starting to believe them. Like, maybe he's not that based, actually. He bent the knee to the mob once, then he bent the knee again. Anyway, let's just watch it.
And today we've got a pretty serious video to make. Throughout my career, you know,
he should have never put the Sony Shoe medallion. Like, that thing is cursed.
Make mistakes, and there's accountability to be taken, and I am not shy to taking real accountability to actual mistakes. Now, the thing about this is, obviously, I can upload these kind of videos onto secondary platforms, but I really think, for full effect, I should always upload to the main platform and really talk to you guys in a...
That's so ironic, considering we're watching this here.
full level-headed way. Now, I have a Reddit board known as Some Ordinary Gamers, and you can post whatever memes and things you want all day, every day. But one of the clips that I saw, one of the things shared was resurface video of build Some Ordinary Gamers.
Sorry, this is too fast. We have now a Reddit board as well, where this is the same concept as these Reddit boards. I want people to post, you know, cool viral videos, topics they want me to react to. It can be like your latest theory craft, Niji Sanji rat, that you want me to talk about on stream or like review. A little bit like, you know, Asmongold's Reddit and things like that. It's really stuff like I'll go over the Reddit on stream.
gamers and Nuxtaku watching Loli together on a Discord call. So when I see this kind of stuff, it blows me, and obviously it flashbangs anybody, and I want to definitely have a talk about it and really explain to you exactly what this is, what it's about, give you my side of the perspective, and again, take accountability.
I told you guys, I told you, don't go on Reddit, don't ego search yourself. And I understand, like, the... what are the two subreddits that have been on his ass? I can't remember their names, but they have been posting about him and his, you know, affiliation to Nux for a lot of weeks now, a lot of months. They're not really leaving it alone, so I understand this. But I don't understand the video. I don't understand the video.
Where accountability needs to be fucking taken. Now, I've had a pretty hardcore stance against things like Loli, and obviously I don't want to be contributing to watching that kind of content or normalizing it in any fashion. So in this situation, obviously I looked at some of these clips and I want to explain what's happening and completely condemn it too, because as somebody that is 1000% against this kind of stuff, I don't want to be, again, normalizing it in any capacity.
He's 1000% against this stuff. Okay. You got your priorities right, bro.
Now, for people who don't know, Oompaville and Nuxtaku were former members of the Some Ordinary podcast, which obviously ended 3 to 4 months ago. Now, I get to talk about that a little bit after I discuss all of this, because there's some lore about it that I can...
This is why I don't like when people say a bunch of stuff about, like, I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm transparent, I'm... And then you're forced to do these performative stunts like that. You guys know me, I am all for accountability. Ugh.
And finally really discuss, and it should shed to light exactly what really happened with the podcast, because it's pretty independent of this. But to go back to it, Nuxtaku is a former collaborator, a former friend of mine.
What's a windmill boy? Taking Reddit seriously, L? On which Reddit thread? I mean, I don't use Reddit, except it's for tech advice. That it's so good for tech advice, and to discuss some mangas sometimes. Oh, on his own Reddit?
And I mean really a former friend of mine, because some of the stuff that I've seen over here is disgusting enough that I really can't continue a friendship, and I really can't, like, again, excuse some of my behavior watching some of this content as well. So this video that was uploaded with, again, Nuxtaku as Jeffrey Epstein and me as, I assume, Ghislaine Maxwell over here, Mutahar Nunt, right? So obviously in this clip, or in this video, there is a pretty big clip of me, Nuxtaku, and Quite, and Caleb basically watching and reviewing hentai together. Now, while all three of us were present in this video, this is a section from me, right? Now, obviously these videos...
Bro, we are canceling people over viewing hentai. If they'd watch a girl get gangbanged together on a porn site, it would create less controversy than this. Now that he's shaking in his boots because he watched some hentai with his bros.
Videos, according to how this video was played, was uploaded on YouTube. Now, for full context, when it comes to recording stuff, this was 3 years ago, so I don't remember everything done onto it. I don't think anybody can remember something they did 3 years ago, especially when you make videos nearly every day. But in this collaboration, Nux doesn't really give any preparation material. We kind of just jump in and record stuff and then send it over to his editors or himself over Discord. But in this situation, he showed us a channel known as Hentai Boy, right? Which, again, this is a video known as Hentai Thick Girl, very unknown, very small viewership. But as you can see right over here, right, this was all uploaded to YouTube.
And even when you look at the upload date for this, August 2020, around Nux's actual video, which would have been uploaded like January of, or the end of January of like 2021, the channel pretty much...
I mean, this all stems from him having to, he had to have a strong opinion on something he was not knowledgeable about. Now, because he took like this hard stance on lolly content, now he's really got to wash his back, and he's got to double, triple down on everything that he does moving forward. Which is why he feels like he's forced to making this video. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't have had a hard stance, or you should have said, if this is true, based on what I know, you know, things like that. Based on what I know so far, I think X is unethical. I think X is bad. I think it's a pipeline to blah, blah, blah. And then that gives you an opening to be wrong later. And that way it makes you not double down, and it leaves you like more open-minded, because people have egos. So if they say something, especially on stream, and he makes it like very closed, it's a closed matter, and he puts his foot down on it, then he has no room to change his opinion in the future. He's got to hold himself accountable.
over here, but it was pretty much an unknown channel that slipped under YouTube's moderation. I don't even think that channel exists anymore because with the amount of attention raised through Nux's initial video, it probably is completely removed and has actually been banned off of the platform.
Yeah, exactly.
And, again, when I was working with Nux, a lot of the things we did talk about was being anti-loli in that situation, and Nux very much made it clear to me that he was anti this stuff as well too. And he still maintains.
Wait, watching hentai with the boys based? Yeah, right. It's kind of gay. Let's get gay together. Twitter is a cesspool, whether it's either Tumblr disparities, Elon's blatantly biased AstroTurf algorithm, or literal bots hit it with a castle bravo. Yeah, all the social medias have their own drawbacks, honestly. I just use them. I just use Twitter because I'm an influencer. Like, I almost used the influencer word. That's gross. I mean, I'm a content creator, so I feel like I have to. But if I wasn't, I'd probably stay off that platform. I was really happy when I was off Twitter.
It to this day. But the kind of stuff that he showed us was anime knee summer.
Now, inside the video, inside Nux's presentation, it kind of came off as like just a cursed little hentai, and the reality of it is I never really watched his collaboration.
No, Charlie, we don't have that kind of Discord yet. But by the way, guys, join my Discord. We might watch some anime movies together soon.
But if you take the name that Knee Summer has had and put it into my anime list, which I realistically should have done at the time, you can see the synopsis is Yuta Yamayuchi is a average high school student, right? So right there, I'm not going to play the whole semantics, oh, is this really lolly game? Like, I don't even care if somebody is like 18 or on the cusp of like turning 19. At the end of the day, high school can very much involve a minor. And when you scroll down and
dude, people are like, oh my god, I watched a hentai about high schoolers, and then they go watch Euphoria, and they're all 17 and having sex and doing drugs left and right, and no one like bats an eye. Actually, they love their show, and then years later they're like, maybe we should feel guilty about it. This is morally wrong. This is apparently I haven't looked up the anime, but you guys know a lot about anime. Apparently this wasn't even like a lolicon hentai. It was just based in high school. Like every single anime and manga is based in high school. It's like the trope. It doesn't matter how old they look like, doesn't matter. It's always in high school. I don't know what, but it's like that. It's idyllic in a way. It's kind of like they never do homeworks though. I've never seen an anime person do a homework or attend class unless they're introducing like a new villain. They're like, oh, you guys have a new exchange student today. And it's like the villain that the main character fought last night that shows up. Besides from that, they never go to class. There's nothing involving high school. They don't act like high schoolers. They don't do high school things.
and go to the information. It is a OVA by a studio known as Rabbit Gate with no licensors, but the genre is in fact hentai. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if it's hentai that involves high school people, it does in fact fall under the loli banner, and that is never
no,
okay
it doesn't.
Now, obviously, these videos existing on YouTube kind of again led us to some credence that maybe it wasn't, you know, this like borderline illicit material. But again, these were also smaller YouTube channels, so chances are they probably weren't swept up under the YouTube moderation, which is something that also should have really been considered from my end. It should have been something that I never watched in the first place. I should have never, you know, condoned. And honestly,
apparently a reason why it's usually set in high school is because it's representative of a period they have the most freedom before work. I mean, totally, it's definitely... One day I'll do a video essay on why it's always set there, but it's also like a beautiful time with like where you don't have much responsibilities. For me, it brings back a lot of good memories.
It's pretty shitty to even contribute to somewhat normalizing this material. When there's a lot of large creators that work with the person, you know, you tend to have this level of like authority brought into it. And there is obviously a blind spot when this is somebody that you consider to be a friend at the time. And obviously when you work with that person and you see other large creators that you're also friends with work with that person, it just, again, swells up that blind spot that you make. But again, no real excuses over there. You shouldn't really have a blind spot in the first place. And again, it's not only me being a poor judge of character, but I should have absolutely have spotted this years ago. So for that, I absolutely own up to my fuck up here. But again, I think this is literally...
he was okay with this years ago, and now he's not anymore. And he's got to make a video about it.
us gooning together watching Loli in this manner. This is a collaboration where it happens pretty much on the fly, and it's not, you know, representative of the kind of shit that I consume on a daily basis or anything of that nature. Like, I would never willingly and honestly...
too bad. I thought you were based for a second. In other words, it's just escapism, Japan edition. Yeah, escapism is a great word for this.
Watch something like this, you know, out of nowhere. This is just insane, and I wanted to really bring this up and bring this into the context of what this clip was and why we had watched this kind of stuff. And any jokes that I make in these situations, really any jokes that anybody makes in collaborations
and
like
I
this.
know, and we're gonna watch the clip of Nux talking about, they've spoken about this video, and apparently he's apologized. We're watching it after this. If you're watching the VOD, you don't want to watch the full Mutahar video, you can skip ahead. But I have a really hard time picturing what he's telling Nux in his apology. Like, how do you excuse all of this? Oh, sorry, I just put out a 40-minute video, a 40-minute hit piece on you, distancing myself from you.
It's usually because everyone's just playing into the high shock factor of something like this. Does that excuse any behavior? Absolutely not.
And he showed us something very weird, and I remember getting somewhat upset about it, not liking it that much. It was me, him, and Quite. Fuck. I want to say it was something involving a dog too, but I
exactly.
Probably 900-year-old cum vampire for far too long.
These are the four horsemen of the apocalypse we're looking at right now. This is like some mythological.
They've been around since long before civilization.
Exactly. Wait, you should more in those videos?
This is the 5 rules of the Onami
if
household.
you guys ever have like 3 hours to kill, you know, if you're playing a Civilization 6 game or something, I'd recommend watching the ContraPoint video called Twilight, where she talks about fuck, I don't even know how to describe this video. It's like the relationship women have with fictional genre of pornography, and it's like really fucking good. Considering every high school drama in America has 20 or 30 years old playing teenagers, we can't really judge anyone. Yeah, they always have like older actors to play those teenagers.
Okay.
These are the little sisters, by the way.
Okay, this is a hentai?
First rule, hug your little sister every day.
Okay, it's fine, okay. It's just hug her for at least 10 seconds. There's nothing wrong with the hug. Yeah, it's fine.
No, the third rule isn't any weirder, so you don't have to worry.
Oh. But in this situation, I just wanted to provide you the context of all of this, right? This wasn't us sitting together watching Loli, you know, just on like the off time. This is a collaboration for one of Nux's main channel videos. And at the time, really nobody thought about it. But we should have.
So a lot of these big creators, you can start to see like really big names, obviously Project Melody, Critical, MXR Plays. I don't know if that's actually Iron Mouse, but yeah, you can see plenty of creators that Nux has worked with. And for a while, there's been plenty of collaborations where like big creators jump on, they get shown like crazy shit, crazy hentai, or sometimes participate in like, you know, games, game shows, so to speak. And that's really the extent of it. Nux is a pretty big collaborator in that space. And realistically, I kind of just walked around expecting him on good faith when he said that, you know, he's pretty anti-Loli, and obviously wouldn't have shown us anything that would be very adjacent to it. And obviously with a lot of these larger creators also collaborating with him, I'm sorry to say it really did blindside me. There was a bias, call it, you know, friendship bias, call it, you know, there was other creators working on it, but really it was something that I was putting up a blind spot to. And I'm not using that as an excuse. I really shouldn't have done that collaboration, and I really shouldn't have watched that content and in any way contributed to normalizing it. I 100% obviously condemn Loli, and I 100% condemn my actions in that situation. But again, one of the reasons why I do really want to address this is I don't like obviously reading the facts that I am some level of a pedo or a defender of this or anything. I have made plenty of videos crapping on individuals and burning a bridge with creators who I don't necessarily agree with. If I have ever at any point normalized their actions, people like Mama Max, where I did stick up for, amongst plenty of other creators. But I think obviously if really bad information comes out and new information comes out, you have to publicly correct it. You have to publicly explain, you know, updates to a situation. I could swipe this stuff under the rug, but I choose to upload it on the main channel because I think that's really where taking accountability is at. I don't want to pretend like I am just burying my head in the sand. This was a wrong thing for me to do, and 100% I own up to it completely.
Yeah, but Mama Max was purposely ruining people's life. Like, what was he doing again? He was like falsely prosecuting, leading his own private investigations to frame people as PDF files when they weren't. Isn't that way worse?
So one of the things that I don't agree with is a lot of the over-sexualization in the thumbnails, right? So there were actually collections of thumbnails collected in these videos where things were pretty NSFW, all right? Or at least they were highly sexualized, but even that isn't as bad as one of the examples that I want to show you. Now, if you're looking at this video called Cursed Speedrun Fails, this was uploaded 3 years ago, and if you're looking at the thumbnail, it is XQC screaming at some video game with Nux's Vtuber in the corner and going, what the fuck? Now, the thing is, the problem with this situation is the
I love that XQC pog face. Do you call that a pog face or a soy face? It's so good. I can't really do it with this model.
4 is absolutely filthy. So this one video where, again, the thumbnail is different, XQC is still very much in the corner. You can see a speedrunning timer. You can see Nux's character, his avatar, right here on the right side. But the middle that I'm blurring especially involves a dog bending over and inserting themselves into what appears to be a female character. So obviously this has nothing to do with the actual content.
That was a thumbnail allowed on YouTube?
Now, even with a thumbnail like that, it had nothing to do with anything hypersexualized, so I don't know why we had to insert zoophilia into like a speedrunning thumbnail. To me, it makes no sense, but obviously, you know, looking through a larger collection of these thumbnails that were uploaded on numerous other channels covering this topic.
How is that allowed on YouTube? I guess that's the zoomer kind of clickbait, the Uber zoomer. Are these thumbnails still up, or did he remove them?
Yeah, it really is a pattern that back in the day, and Nux even touched upon this, that, you know, years ago, that this was something they did, whether it be for some form of clickbait or, you know, capture or something that was normalized in the anime community. Any form of zoophilia, any form of, you know, hentai like this, or hypersexualization, or, you know, if you even insert, like, loli into this thumbnail, for instance, that's not okay. And obviously, these are things that, you know, if you slightly change in the background, it's going to rub people the wrong way. You should really just be upfront and honest. And honestly, you should never even have done this in the first place. But yeah, this is one of those things that kind of, like, obviously was brought up, and it's one thing.
He said any kind of hentai in the thumbnail is wrong. I mean, if you have like an audience of children, sure. It should probably not go on YouTube, but it's like I won't be completely shocked. Like I won't clutch pearls if I see some hentai.
That I wanted to address is one of the principal reasons as to why this isn't okay, but I think a even bigger reason is one of these situations regarding another creator known as Bungo Taiga, which is a creator that also had their entire YouTube channel pretty much terminated for nudity and sexual content policy. Now, to preface, also going in forward into this video, I don't know much more about Bungo Taiga other than what I'm about to read here for you, and again, just covering this one specific case. So I don't know what...
The thing is, I feel like Nux should have just... I don't know how he actually feels about, you know, lolly or even hentai nowadays, but I feel like if you just, you know, like it, you shouldn't. I feel like he felt like he needed to hate it to please his new group of friends. But that's just my impression. I don't know what's going on in his mind, obviously. But it felt like, you know, because the commentary community looks down or is like frowns upon that kind of content, that he changed because he felt like he had to fit in with them more. And it kind of led to all of that.
What level of degeneracy, if anything, this person also falls into. So don't consider anything that I'm saying as a co-signing of this individual. I'm looking at a very hyper-specific event in this point in time. I just want to make that readily apparent.
He says he regrets his past content regularly on his stream. It's not a hidden fact. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can change. I don't necessarily mind people changing their opinions on things. But for me... I think when you change your opinion on something, it also becomes part of you. Like, yeah, I used to be like that before, but I've changed for several reasons. But it's still part of you. It was part of your journey, so I wouldn't deny it. I don't think denying it does any good to nobody. If you're upfront about it, it's fine, but don't make it like a whole performative act. I hate when people do that.
Controversy. In summer 2022, Taiga was accused of grooming. They made a tweet longer where they reviewed the allegations and
actually, I'm surprised that some people also don't know that this was Because on my tweet with Taiga, there was still a lot of people asking like, oh, wasn't that guy canceled like a few years ago? Didn't that person do something awful? Isn't that sad? I thought everybody was up to date, that the evidence in the documents were like deliberately created and spread by a stalker, and that it was mostly false. It was all false.
Later, an updated Google Doc was created that had evidence that not only were these allegations fake, they were deliberately created by ex-moderators and spread by a stalker of Taiga. So again, this is the Google Doc in question. Now again, I have no idea about this controversy whatsoever. I'm only bringing this up because it was actually a big point of contention for someone like Nux. So even the actual person, Taiga Holic, actually ended up making like a 57-minute like piece where they kind of went over this and really were just grilling Nux for not really correcting the record. The record had to be corrected because in this situation, Nux literally made a video where he was showcasing controversies to a popular creator known as Penguin Zero. Now inside this, he actually goes out and says, hey all, I edited out the Bungo Taiga segment of this video. Although I state in the video itself...
Yeah, when accusations happen, people only see those and they really linger on someone's career because no one bothers to check. They're like, oh yeah, didn't that person say something? Like you guys, when I mentioned ContraPoint earlier, somebody said, isn't it that person who said this and that? But at the same time, we have all these discussions about separating the content from the creator. When it comes to somebody you guys don't dislike, you don't apply the same logic anymore. I will never forgive Marina VT for what she did to Taiga, literally the keffels of VTubing. Oh yeah, you said that last time. I remember you said that.
A disclaimer that I do not know the full story and do not take what I say too seriously. I would rather not be a cause for possible misinformation floating around now that new information was revealed. I'm still in the dark on a lot of details as I heard both sides of this event and don't know.
All of us are hypocrites. Everybody is a little bit of a hypocrite. Like, and no one, is always 100% on, but I think, rather than beat yourself down, I think we can all grow together to just be the best version of ourselves. It's not just an upward graph that's always like going up. It's a lot of ups and downs, and it takes, I'm going back to the case of Nux and this group of friends. It does take a lot of courage to stand up for your opinions around people you care about. And not a lot of people have that courage. So when I do meet people that aren't afraid of speaking out for what they care about, that really impresses me. And I think it's a great quality to have.
Know what to think. I'm sorry if I caused any undue harm. So I personally apologize to Taiga for their side, and they discussed my plan going forward. The truth comes out, be it guilty or innocent, but I intend to set the record straight in the future when I understand the situation. So it's wild as fuck that we're covering pretty serious stories like this, but we don't have the entire story, or at least enough to make a video. That is basically how you bring on actual misinformation. So in this story, Taiga did not appear to be too happy with this entire situation. They actually talked about it again in that VOD I brought up, Nuxtaku Can't Stop Lying.
You think I deplatformed him? People are blaming me for deplatforming him? He got banned for sexual content. But you're blaming me for deplatforming him? Destroyed his life? You think I destroyed his life when the video where I talked about apologizing for it has more views than the video where I originally mentioned it, like, as a throwaway sentence? Over false allegations? I didn't make any allegations. I said what someone else said, and I was wrong to do that. But, like, there are so...
During the Taiga drama, there was a lot of confusion as to where, like, people started to say that Nux had deplatformed him. He's right that he wasn't the one that... It wasn't because of him that he lost his YouTube channel, but it did cause a lot of harm to Taiga's reputation. Like, that document, it caused a lot of harm to Taiga's reputation, as we can see now with the comments that are still spreading to this day. We're in 2024, it got debunked, and it's still attached to his reputation.
So many comments like this everywhere.
I don't particularly think that was ever a great response in the situation. Like, yes, just because you regurgitated what somebody else said, when it comes to something this serious, it probably should have been something that you were 100% on the money for. It's a pretty massive fuck up, and it's not a fuck up that you can just, put in a pinned comment or a, side channel that people, may or may not see. At the end of the day, when it involves something incredibly serious, like, incredibly serious, like sexual assault stuff, you should 100% correct the record and make a actual real. It doesn't have to be like you slapping yourself in the face in front of it. It just really has to be a sincere apology that, you know, again, you post on your main channel. The reason I'm doing.
Yeah, I agree with this. I mean, you don't have to do like the oars, like, you know, the bowing thing. You don't have to like flail yourself in front of your audience. Like, I'm so sorry I did that. But, you know, just a clear rectification or clarification would be nice. But I feel like I think it's because of this that Mutahar is doing the video. And he says it here. Frustrating, yes. Frankly, I think the way Nux handles Taiga was horrendous, and I wanted to set the record straight on separating yourself from that, but that's not what Muta was focused on in this video. Yeah, you're right, Sean. I mean, that's why I like that part of the video, but then, because at least it was showing to a wider audience that Taiga was innocent. And also, what the fuck is that wiki? That wiki came in clutch. But then the rest of the video is just crash and burn.
Doing this video, for instance, on my main channel is because I really do want to set the record straight. I really don't have anything to hide, and to be honest with you, when it comes to a situation like this, it's best that I set the record straight with my community. I'm not ashamed of involving people that wouldn't know about it. I don't really want to hide things under a rug.
I think that was too straight.
You know, at the end of the day, that, to me, is more shady. I've called people out for really bad behavior, and I think this is probably some of the worst that I've seen, especially when it comes to reporting on something that you probably never should have in the first place, especially when it would have cost somebody, you know, a lot of issues down the road, right?
Even the comment section over here isn't entirely happy about the situation, because obviously they say if you know how the internet works, then you'll know why that little clip can end a career of somebody. You said it, people are calling other people stuff, but it never gets to somewhere because they don't have to reach to. But if some idiot with almost 800k subs, it doesn't matter if 1 million people see it. At least 1/8 of them are going to clip it and repost it, which is really true. If you make a serious fuck up like that, I think not only is removing the video a big problem, but you really got to go onto your main channel and address these situations. If you make a fuck up, especially one where you inadvertently end up slandering somebody, you got to cover for that. And the reason I also bring this situation up is I don't condone any situation where people are this mishandling.
And I'm glad Umpaville didn't make a video like that.
Opinion, and I cannot ever work with somebody or, again, be friendly with somebody who has made a mistake like this. Because ultimately, it's fine to make mistakes, but to really just let it fester for this long without actually making right on it, because, again, if you ignore something on the internet long enough, there's a good chance that it'll go away, right? If I ignored this whole situation with my fuck up, it would probably have gone away. But that would be very hypocritical of me to do, and that's not something I want to contribute to, at least on my time on the internet. I also feel that for this one person having some exoneration on a channel, you know, where at least if they weren't guilty of really heinous crimes, at least they get their word out, which at least happened over here. So now I want to move on to something related to our podcast. Now, at the time when we were...
Yeah. No, I agree with this. I think I'll probably collab with Taiga again. I don't think we need to do another interview. Maybe something more laid back or relaxed.
We're looking at this whole situation. One of the things that conveniently also occurred along the time of the Some Ordinary podcast ending was the Shadman leaks coming out to the entire world. A lot of creators back in 2016 would contact and discuss things with Shadman, right? Now, Shadman is a pretty infamous creator that I have...
But that's another thing. It's like everybody was fine with Shadman back in, what did he say, 2016? And now suddenly no one's okay with it anymore. But you guys were all fine with it back then.
Very much condemned. This is somebody that has drawn actual lolicon material of real individuals, real children, one of those children being Keemstar's kid, and has basically been an open degenerate.
Like, if he was in contact with Shadman now, and he was actually like, yo, let's hang out, then okay, I would judge him a little more. But I was back then when people thought he was cool. Were the allegations out back then?
In the community. Now the thing is,
it's on 1.25.
Creators ended up being friendly with the guy. A lot of people contacted them, and one of them ended up being Nuxtaku, who Nux had at the time said, "Hey,
but the allegations were not out back then.
Middle school. You know, when Shadman is saying a bit too middle school, ooh.
I wasn't there in that era, guys, so I'm relying on you for this piece of internet history.
Ooh. Want to collab? LMAO, no, but your heart's in the right place. Understandable, have a nice day. Now, when I asked Nux about this, obviously in a call, he pretty much told me that this was going to be an interview where he was going to troll and, you know, grill Shadman. Now, obviously it didn't happen, so I can't confirm or deny if this was actually going to be the truth. But the thing about it is obviously as this was happening, this was on the consideration of the podcast ending. So I was on somebody's channel known as Chud Logic, who actually talked about the situation. I actually ended up going onto his channel and saying something that I probably shouldn't have, because this situation regarding the podcast was very fluid, and I'll explain that in a bit. But I want you to hear this clip so I can better explain it and also acknowledge a fuck up I made. That's never okay.
Okay. Are you going to keep on with the podcast?
No, we would cancel the podcast. It's not happening. The podcast is done.
This is hard because obviously, people...
Yeah, for me, watching this the first time when that happened, I thought I was surprised by Mutahar there. And this is where I started taking him a little less seriously, and I started watching less of his content.
Podcast is done, yeah. Podcast is done now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the podcast is over. We are not filming the last episode. It's over.
Yeah, the Daphne Keen thing was disgusting, Raven King.
It's done.
Why?
We're supposed to film on Tuesday. Well, there's a couple reasons for it. A lot of that was obviously some of the Shad stuff too, because we were kind of sitting there, we're like, me and Caleb, we were just like, this is, I don't know, it's weird. The other thing was we just want to redo things maybe like 2 months down the road or something. So this is a pretty big point, and one that I can finally really discuss. Now, obviously, if you listen to that, it kind of sounds like I'm snaking him. I give him an answer where it says, there's a lot of reasons, but a lot of it is the Shadman stuff, which at the time, as this was kind of breaking down, everyone in the community was going, whoa, 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 you're connecting with this guy, you're talking to him. Yeah, that kind of was one thing that was brought up. But obviously, in a call that, I guess I had with Nux personally, this was discussed as like a collaboration effort. There was another huge thing that I wasn't really privy to discuss at the time. Now, the podcast ended for, again, us not actually owning any of it. So to give you an idea about how it works, right, the company that I was with at the time, the management company, NanoZebra, they managed my channel, and specifically Oompaville's channel. Now, if you notice towards the tail end of the podcast, Oompaville really wasn't showing up.
This is fresh reaction from now on, because I haven't watched that part of the video. I was just like, I'm done with this. After the taiga part, I was like, I can't listen to this shit anymore.
A lot of episodes. There was actually a point where it would be like 1 week out of the month he would actually make an appearance. And it wasn't because, all of a sudden there was some falling out between us or anything. It was that there was really a behind-the-scenes issue with NanoZebra, and how some of the things on the podcast was done. I believe payment wasn't really necessarily brought towards Oompaville, and they had like another deal that wasn't really met well. Now, at the time, me, Oompaville, Isaiah, Tom, Brandon were out filming in Texas, and Wendigoon actually brings up, how things are going over at mana.gg, another talent agency. So me and Caleb kind of get like a little pitch out of it, and we basically want to work with this Mana group because they're going to do a lot more things in the future that would help us with ventures we want going into our channel into 2025 and beyond.
I really wonder what these channel managers and companies do for them.
So me and Caleb effectively just cut ties with NanoZebra. We fill in our resignations and we move on to Mana, and this happened around 3 to 4 months ago. So as this happened, the podcast was under management and, again, I believe partial, if not near full ownership of NanoZebra. So at the time, it was like, hey, what do we do about this podcast, right? Like, do we fight for rights for it? And obviously, not really. You don't need to. If you're the main talent, the 3 big people, you are the draw for the show. So it really became a situation where me and Caleb said, yeah, fuck it. We'll just make a new show. And
so you're just not allowed to use the name for it? Oh my god, it's like the VTuber IP thing.
We'll move it to a new location, hopefully something IRL, obviously, where, it kind of has more of a professional feel, and one that we can obviously manage better. The podcast wasn't the perfect managed podcast ever. There was moments where guests would show up literally last minute, and a lot of those guests actually did come because of Nux's massive collaborative efforts. Some of the guests
That's crazy, that's how it works, but I'm wondering why they did that through a company. Do they really need a company to manage their channel? Especially Mutahar, his videos are super low efforts. Well, lately. He does put... Okay, sorry, I'm going to rephrase this. He puts a lot of efforts in his research. Sometimes. Not every single thing. Sometimes he just turns on the camera and states his opinion. But there's 0 editing. So what do the channel managers do?
Brought some of the guests Caleb brought, but it was not something where we even had a docket for a lot of the shows, right? It was really just we showed up, we yapped. The yapping wasn't exactly structured, and there were some episodes you could probably look at and realize they were pretty fucking phoned in. So at the end of the day, the podcast ended pretty inconveniently timed with this whole Shadman stuff. Now, obviously, we did, or at least I looked into the Nux stuff myself too, the Shadman stuff, because there wasn't really any collaboration, never really went anywhere. It didn't become the sole focus reason. But yeah, the actual reasons for why this podcast ended were a lot of boring business stuff. We just didn't own it. So it was a lot better for us to make a new podcast, make an entirely new name out of it, and me and Caleb can move that going forward. And obviously somebody else can come on that is not Nux, but you understand now the real situation. Now, at the time, I couldn't really bring this up because when you're leaving a contract and you're leaving a company and you're going to a new company, you really don't want to disparage somebody. not because it's not the legal thing to do, but also it's just not something you want to do, right? It's just not really professional at all. You don't want to disparage another company. You don't want to like go out and, you know, make things look worse than they really are. It really was a pretty amicable breakup. We left, we moved to a new company, and underneath that new company, or really under our company, we're going to bring back this podcast with obviously, you know, different branding and whatnot. So that's really the fucking boring answer that it took me months to really tell you.
But
and it took me months because now I've completely severed ties with Nano Zebra, and I've been with Mana GG for, I want to say 3 months at this point, like officially signed
Wait, so, okay, wait. Going back to the screenshot, so what, he's just canceling Nux over him having a few interaction on Twitter with Shadman? And making him watch a hentai. Wow, okay. Oh, basically Nano Zebra was the podcast Mythic talent for you, except unlike Mythic, Nano Zebra owns a majority of the project, at least that's how I understand. Wait, really? I didn't know it. Some channels work like that. I guess you need an MCN if it's a podcast, because who gets the AdSense money? Multi-channel managing thing is a relic of old YouTube. A lot of drama came from it due to shady contracts and money. Yes, I've heard.
on. So yeah, that's really the answer. Now, in the case of Chud Logic, who did in fact take the words that I had put out and had relayed them, he really felt that I kind of snaked him and gave him misinformation or outright lied to him. And the reality of it is, honestly, the situation was just so fluid at the time that we didn't even know that things like the last episode were going to be filmed, right? And ultimately, that last episode did end up getting filmed, so things kind of did end on a, you know, regular note. But when it came to Chud, there's definitely an apology that I feel I should give there, right? Like, I could argue this and I could keep fighting it, but at the end of the day, I do feel that, obviously, if what I have said has led to some wronging for another person, then I am not above an apology. Look, I'm not too big to fail or too egotistical to realize when what I've done can have consequences for other people, and for that I do humbly apologize. And that's really where I want to kind of leave things at. So, you know, sorry, Chud.
Now, one comment that I saw on Reddit that I want to address too, because obviously this is a pretty good reflection of somebody that is very properly critical of me, right? Somebody that is actually hitting me with...
It's true. I never apologized to my mod. Cancel me.
hard questions. So one user, Nostra Clonoa, says, personally, if you're asking me, I think it's weird that you don't look into the background history of your friends and the people you're just perfectly fine platforming. Again, we kind of did a podcast together. Everyone was a sizable creator. I don't really think that it is specifically me platforming, right? This is just 3 larger creators at the time. You allowed Mama Max to run rampant for years. Again, I wasn't the only large creator that worked with Mama Max or collaborated or, you know, at some point patted him on the back. The reality of it is there was plenty of creators. I was just one of the guys that came out and really absolutely threw him through the ringer, as I'm doing with Nux with this condemnation, and again, an explanation as to my side of the situation. The reality of it is I don't have to come out and make these videos, but I choose to because I believe being accountable is important. And I'd be a total hypocrite because I call other people out on crazy shit. And if I'm willing to completely sweep things under the rug and pretend like things don't exist or show you actual things, then I am a pretty big fucking hypocrite on my own. So you blindly believe the allegations against Magnathar, which I apologize for, especially. You blindly believe the Night Docs was a creep, and you blindly let a guy like Nuxtaku openly discuss and show freak shit in his thumbnails. Again, I don't control another person and their YouTube account, so I don't know what I can do with their thumbnails. But again, it's something that I do condemn, especially when these thumbnails are slightly changed. Again, I don't think they should have ever been used in the first place, and I don't want to work with somebody that believed these thumbnails were a good choice in the first place. You actively don't look into the folks you trust, and you just blindly allow them to say whatever.
I feel like if I... It's funny because I've been somebody that people have criticized my thumbnails, like you either love them or you hate them. And, you know, I was trying to explain that to one of my IRL friend, and she was like, wait, so let me get this straight. So these people are mad at you because of your thumbnail ? Like, if you are going to write 4 paragraphs on why you think Mutahar is not critical enough of his friends, and you should have on Reddit, and you got one of both, you don't have friends. You don't have friends. You're online too much. You're cooked. Your brain's cooked, bro. You care too much. Think about all the times you guys wrote a comment, like where it took you guys, you felt motivated enough to write like a long ass comment like this, criticizing somebody, you know, waving a finger at them. I feel like I never do that. You know, going into a long essay on theory crafting on something you're passionate about, sure. I love that. What is this? What is this? And why do you give it any pull? Do you think this person writing this is happy with their life? Do you think they're good with themselves? No, because nobody like balanced would write that.
Without having critical thought about a single bit of it. So again, I don't really watch a lot of content creators that I collaborate with, and nobody really does, okay? Like, at the end of the day, when it came to Nux's channel, here I'm signed on with my actual YouTube account, and if it's...
It even says removed by Reddit. Yeah, and exactly! He left Twitter to be... Why is he reading this? Why is he reading this in the first place? Even I don't read Reddit posts about myself, and I'm 10 times smaller. Because then you think, because, okay, my Discords also explained that to me. Because you think that everybody thinks that way, but the thing on Reddit, it's like you see a post, you know, the post is angled, it's crafting a narrative. There's no point in pushing against that narrative, really. You push against that narrative, you gotta argue with people, you gotta convince them, and you spend a lot of time and energy on it. Most people won't take the time to do it. So everybody that's talking in a post and that is upvoting the post will agree with it. But that's not taking in consideration all the people that disagree with it.
And nobody really does, okay? Like, at the end of the day, when it came to Nux's channel, here I'm signed on with my actual YouTube account, and if it's one thing that you'll see, usually under videos there will be like a red bar. I don't have a red bar under basically any of these videos.
Seriously?
The only video I have an actual red bar in this is probably... I showed YouTubers the most cultured clips, which I actually browsed through just for the sake of, again, this video. So yeah, Nux is somebody that I did a podcast.
This is the most pathetic argument ever. I can't believe you're doing all of this. And also, hi, Gojo thumbnail.
With, but it's not that I watched any of this content beforehand, right? Again, this was somebody that was very popular in a community of people beyond just anime and VTubing, and it led some credibility. And again, the only reason I'm making this video now is to take accountability and to really, again, condemn the behavior that this person actually exhibited. Again, that's really the reality of it. Even if you look at other friends of mine like Oompa...
The red bars can be also... Can they be fake? Like, or can they be just... I'm sure there's a way to reset all of these. Right?
You can see literally I watch the content that I'm interested in, right? Like Mr. Beast's response, him saying he's retiring, Fuzi crash outs, a sad AI situation, Smart Schoolboy 9. These are things that I actually watch, right? Guys like Wendigoon, great friend, love Isaiah. But I think the only video out of his that I've watched is probably the disturbing and controversial video game Iceberg, and more specifically, Faith 3D. Isaiah is more a video gaming YouTuber for me, especially when he covers things like this. And this goes for a lot of my favorite YouTube friends, okay?
Okay, I don't care what how wrap it up.
Don't watch every single Charlie video out there. In fact, I don't really watch much of YouTubers unless it comes to really, really specific things like speedrunning or, I don't know, 4-hour-long video game retrospectives. And again, this isn't really a defense.
Wait, you can pause your history on YouTube? I will use that now.
I most definitely should have actually been vetting people. And that's why going into, again, the future of my channel, I definitely want to keep collaborations to a minimum. I can't keep making a mistake like this because, again, if you're going to make mistakes, you got to fucking learn from them. If you actively looked into Nux, you'd spot the weird pattern of shit that follows man, especially with Mama Max. I don't know if it's a bias you have, but if you're going to be critical of others, which I am, expect people to be critical of you when you platform weirdos and don't actually vet them. And I totally understand that criticism, and it's not something I want to actually keep happening in the future, okay? So if you make a video complaining about the fact that you're being criticized here, I won't be surprised if you snip half of this post and then act like we're all stupid, which I'm not. I literally will not do that, okay? If it's one thing that I don't do ever, all right, and you're a long-time watcher, I'm not going to fucking snip a post, okay? I'll respond to the whole thing. There's genuine criticisms of you that people are making in good faith because they like you and your content, exactly. And for those people, I'm making a video like this to really, again, address these situations. If you ignore that, that's on you. But it sure is weird that this is the second time now that you don't vet people and blindly vouch for them. Again, Mama Max, the example used before, it wasn't just me vouching for this guy. Everyone in the community really did. Until, of course, shit hit the fan. People really started looking into this content. And even then, I was one of the large YouTubers that came out and really actually mentioned that, took accountability, in my personal opinion, and owned up to it. Really breaks the immersion you try to make of being a respectable, neutral party. When you actually vouched for monsters 2 times in the last 3 to 4 years, which again, I do 100% apologize for, and it's something that I have to do better. I have to get rid of a blind spot. I have to get rid of biases. But yeah, when it comes to things like this and people, you know, alleging stuff like
you can't get rid of a bias. you can only acknowledge that it's there and try to, you know, navigate around it and be fair about it. And I don't know. You can't predict if somebody's gonna be crazy, and or you can't always. I don't know. I'm the kind of people that gives everybody a chance. So there is bound to be bad people that sometimes that like revolve around me or that I let in, and then when I realize that they're like, I'm like, oh shit, you know, then I distance myself. But how can you predict how somebody's gonna be? You can't unless you get to know them better. So there's two ways to live life. You either you close yourself off and you don't let anybody in, or you let everybody in, and then you keep the ones that you like. But I don't know. I just like giving everybody a chance, because if I don't do that, then I think a lot of people that get overlooked.
It's not something that I ever do. It's not something that I ever want to do, and it's not something I condone. And for that, I do take accountability into not pushing back and stepping away from the situation.
You didn't predict the future. How dare you? How dare you? You made an error in judgment. Also, I feel like people probably always show their best side to Mutahar because he's like, you know, he's got multiple millions of sub and people really want like the clout. So they're going to try to, you know, always be on their best behavior around them. It's going to take a while for them to mess up in front of him.
Your community can go harass everyone who doesn't like your opinion, because whether you believe it or not, you've got a hive mind of people who support you blindly, which I shouldn't have, okay? You should be 100% critical of everyone. I'm not an infallible person. I'm somebody that makes mistakes, as I'm describing in this video. And I do not ever endorse anybody in my community going out to harass somebody. If you harass somebody, you're not in the Some Ordinary Gamers community in my books. But unless you actually grow from how much you blindly believe people, you'll continue to make the same mistakes every time, which I don't want to. And that's why, again, I'm making these videos, because I think taking accountability is very important. And obviously,
I mean, I thought this was a long time coming too, because from him going on the Chud Logic podcast and stuff, I felt like something was brewing behind the scene. Yeah, once you bend the knee, that's it. Never kneel. No, it's absolutely.
I believe taking accountability on the main channel is very important too. Okay, that's just where it comes down to. And again, if people wonder why posts get removed from the Reddit, nobody moderates this Reddit but the Reddit automod. And if you look very carefully, it says removed by Reddit, which, to be honest with you, no Strickland-Noah, this wasn't me hiding anything. I'm just going to hit approve on that, because this shit absolutely drives me insane. I think we've got to change the automod settings at some point. Now, obviously, I want to address some other like power round criticism before we end this off. Lol, fuck Muda. Dude's been a hypocrite forever as well. Dude virtue signals over cartoons, but loves watching beheading videos. So I want to also address this statement as well. Now, on the podcast, I talked about a morbid curiosity that I have with like beheading videos, like cartel stuff on the internet. And I feel like I have to explain this a little bit more. My morbid curiosity comes from the fact that for a long time, for years at this point, I've been looking into the Mexican drug war. And if you ever followed like cartel social media, one of the weirdest things about their social media is you actually have like gang bosses, sicarios, like actual hitmen, like real hardened gangsters posting on Instagram, TikTok.
I hate that he's trying like, oh, here, buddy, I approved your post. I hate that he's trying so hard to be like one of the people. I don't know why it makes me cringe so much. Why does it make me cringe so much, chat? Is it because it's like over? I think it's because it's performative. Even though he probably believes it. He's like, yes, criticize me. Please, criticize me. I don't want you guys to agree with me ever, ever. No, that would be horrible. Like, bro, shut up. Shut up. Stop.
Posting on really any social media platform, their mansions, their extravagant lifestyles, they've got gold guns, Ferraris. It's really crazy propaganda they use to really house people in. But if you look at Reddit boards like r/narco footage, a lot of these boards where they, catalog the Mexican drug war, you'll find plenty of uses of social media where the cartel uploads straight up beheadings, violence, takedowns as forms of intimidation. So realistically, I don't enjoy or love watching this kind of stuff. If you ever watch my dark web videos, my dry heaving is insane, okay? Even if the gore's not on the screen, I will throw up even thinking about these situations. So I don't watch these things for fun, but to give you a context about it, when I do come across this stuff in that specific context, it's more of me watching these things as part of my ongoing private investigation and research in morbid curiosity of a drug war happening where cowboys are raking in billions of dollars 2 hours south of the border from, like, what, Los Angeles? Like, literally right across the border of the United States from one of the richest countries in the world. You can have a nation where, again, billion-dollar gangs can effectively run entire portions of Mexico. It's an insane, wild scenario.
So, am I getting this right? His excuse is that he's doing research for it? Well, I'm also doing research when I'm watching hentai. Wink, wink.
You know, people talk about crazy evil shit happening on the other side of the world. This is happening literally to the south of the border, and it's insane it's gone on this long. Now, obviously, I'm ending this video off on, you know, again, Nuxtaku is somebody that I have considered a friend at one point.
Yes,
but
research,
honestly,
yes,
with a lot of these new
yes.
things that have sort of come and resurfaced, and people have brought these things up to my attention, it's not something I feel comfortable really even, like, looking at, okay? I don't like loli stuff, and honestly, in a lot of these clips where, again, Nux
Where's
with
the loyalty?
me involved in these sort of competitions or these sort of, like, collaborations.
You know, me watching somebody throw their friend under the bus like this, it makes me lose respect for them. That's it. It just makes me lose respect for them. Because I don't trust them because, I mean, he talks about integrity, but integrity can be multifaceted.
Is not something I'm okay with. It's not something I like being attributed to, and it's something that I 100% condemn. So as far as there being a bridge between me and Nuxtaku, it doesn't exist, and it won't ever exist. And honestly, looking at some of these clips again, and some of these thumbnails that have been changed around, and again, some of these other situations involving other VTubers that feel very wronged in these situations regarding Nuxtaku, I don't feel comfortable ever associating with this person. And regardless of whatever past or friendship that I've had, whatever that led to a blind spot, I do 100% take accountability for my fuck-ups being part of some of these collaborations, competitions, these game shows, okay? You know, there's plenty of larger creators that have collaborated with Nux, and I'm not going to make a giant spiel and say everyone should be guilty by association. All I'm here for is saying that I am definitely in the wrong for even contributing or watching any of this kind of illegal content.
Oh my god, this is the worst part so far. This is the worst part. Who cares? His only real, like, crime, I think, was the taiga. The taiga thing was the worst stuff. The rest, I don't give a shit. It's like, oh my god, I think Azahara made a post on this where the people freak out because, you know when that Torah guy got cancelled? And people were like, I made a video with him 4 years ago and I want him to take it off his channel. Who cares if it happened 4 years ago when they weren't cancelled? That was another time.
I known it at the time, I would have stepped away immediately. But I really, honest to God, didn't. And whether people think that I'm playing dumb or I'm not being 100% truthful, you're never going to win over people that never want to side with you. But I just want to get my piece out there. I also want to end this video off by saying that to any of the creators that have made videos
Wait, why are you guys saying illegal? Did he say it was illegal? Oh, if he's in Canada, lolicon is illegal in Canada. There's only 2 cases that have ever been prosecuted. And I don't know what they base themselves on to decide what is considered like lolicon content, but I assume it's gotta be pretty obviously lolicon and like probably very graphic for you to get prosecuted, because there hasn't been much cases. It's not particularly wild nor novel. Take it from someone who has read Strategic Notes on Third Generation Gangs by Bunker. He is deflecting. You know, he's 100% deflecting, yeah. Yeah, it's stupid that they have that in Canada, honestly. I think it is on the borders that it happened. I can't remember. I think I looked into it like briefly.
And covered this whole situation, regardless of whatever thumbnails have been brought up or titles or any of these situations. I want to apologize to people like Chud Logic in this situation, because I really do feel like I did wrong you, obviously, with my misspeaking, my misstatements. I shouldn't have even said anything in the first.
Someone who throws a supposed friend under the bus has no loyalty and should never be trusted. Muta is that person and is too egotistical to see it. Exactly. Dude, you right on the dot. No, absolutely.
And if I've hurt you or your career in this entire process, then I humbly apologize with it, okay? I know that, things probably wouldn't, smooth over, but I think an apology is due, and I think you gotta be man enough to apologize, when you have to. Now, when it comes to creators that have made videos on me, being critical of me on this subject, I don't want to obviously come across as somebody that was sweeping it, under the rug or pretending to ignore it the entire time. Look, if you make a video on me being critical about me, I am totally okay with that. I have obviously been critical of other people in the past. This is not something that is completely out of my wheelhouse. For the creators that have made videos on me calling me out for it, It is something that, again, I thank you for. Accountability is very important. Policing this community is very important. And when people make fuck-ups, you gotta at least be able to address those fuck-ups and own them. And I do definitely own my mistakes on, again, watching any of this lolicon with Nuxtaku. I didn't know it at the time, but honestly, reviewing it and this footage and these clips, yeah, it shouldn't have been something that I was ever a part of in the first place. And I do 100% take full accountability for that, okay? Massive, massive fucking L on my part. But it's not something that I absolutely want to bring up as something that is malicious on my end, okay? There were no crazy gooning sessions in the background. At the end of the day, my relationship with Nuxtaku is pretty much over, and it's not something I ever want to rekindle, especially after reviewing all the other things that have come out of this. At the end of the day, I make fuck-ups. Human beings, we all make fuck-ups. I think choosing how you acknowledge those fuck-ups, that goes a long way. And how I choose to acknowledge this fuck-up is basically...
Yeah, but the way you choose to acknowledge this fuck-up was not it. It was not it, dude.
Again,
nah.
Like completely being 100% transparent, honest with you, shedding light on
it
things like the podcast shutting
lolly.
down. And ultimately, I want to move past...
It wasn't even lolly. It was just hentai. It was just hentai. Stop spreading misinformation. Bro, they're villainizing otakus now. This is the most... Oh, I've been thinking a lot lately, guys, and... We got too many first world problem. We need some hardship back into our lives or something. I don't know. This is too much first world problem for me. Muta went from exposing a charity fraudster to throwing his friend under the bus. Not even the great M. Night himself could come up with this twist. Exactly. Okay, let's try this again. What is this crap? Mutahar here acting like he's tech Jesus. I'm done with him. Nux is crazy like my favorite uncle. He has this chaotic energy. No gooning sesh, but yeah, see, that was my reaction.
Leave this behind, and really just sort of end this on a note where at least I get my side of the story out. For the last couple months, this has been something where I feel like I've been taking a whole fuck ton of the pot shots, when really it's Nux that should absolutely be taking a lot of this, you know, shit full face on. You know, something that I haven't seen on his secondary channel, main channel, social media platforms is actually taking accountability for some of these pretty serious grievances. But at the end of the day...
What do you mean this is incorrect? Nee Summers not the only one he watched? So he just showed one of the hentais he watched?
I don't think this is a simple cancellation. Loli content is not something that I ever endorse, and it's something that I've been 100% against. And unfortunately, you know, having somebody who...
He doesn't even make the distinction between lolly and lolicon. So just lolly content he doesn't endorse, so... None of the gacha games, Genshin Impact. There's a lolly in Genshin Impact, there's a Shota. He's not okay with that? What does he consider lolly? Is Iron Mouse a lolly for him? Or is Gura a lolly for, like, does he hide his eyes when he sees like Gargura, like a Gargura video? He didn't seem to speak badly of Iron Mouse. Is she a lolly? Like, this is what I don't understand with these commentary not VTubers, these commentary YouTubers, their arguments would fall apart after like one discussion, one actual discussion. I just asked them what they actually consider a lolly, first of all, and they wouldn't know what to answer. DV8, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. 100 internet bucks. Muta has a raunchy lolly folder. Like Vosh. A short stack.
May have potentially shown me this stuff based on the clips that I've seen, which seems to be a pretty high likelihood. It's not something that I should have ever done. Should have been completely 100% against it. Take accountability for it. But ultimately, yeah, I don't ever want to work with Nux going in forward. I think that bridge has long since been burnt. And like I burned a bridge with Mama Max, with his situation, this is not a bridge I want to keep continuing. So I definitely want to take accountability for my stuff. But yeah. This is me, Mutahar, and I'm out.
Okay. Well, that's done. I screenshotted some of the comments because, okay, think about this, chat. So Mutahar's audience are normies. They're not otakus. They don't watch anime. A lot of them in the comment section were saying, listen, I really don't watch a lot of animes. I don't know what this shit is about, but they were like, who cares? Even his audience, the one he's making the video for, literally his target audience, like people that aren't into this shit, they were like, That's it? That's the big controversy? That was just a bunch of people shitposting about anime characters. This one. The title did not need to go this hard. Okay, that one's good. Ending a friendship because y'all talk shit on a podcast is crazy. The longer I listen to this, the dumber it is. If the expectation is that everyone needs to be perfect and squeaky clean all the time, very few people will pass that test. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Exactly. And isn't this crowd supposed to be like Mutahar? Isn't he supposed to be like the, maybe it's not anti-woke the right name, but he's like anti-cancel culture, you know? It's like whatever, I'm just gonna say my piece. But no, I guess not. I was wrong. You should have never wore the Sonny Shoe medallion. Top 10 moments where I wish I didn't click on a YouTube video, bro. And you know what is top 10 anime betrayal? Top 10 anime betrayal right here. So Lolly is about the age or the body type? It's about the body type, I would say. Because if you put age into it, it gets too complicated. I admittedly am mostly against Lolly, but still understand the difference between Lolly and Lolicon. If you don't understand the topic, shut the fuck up. I don't mind that people find it weird. I just don't like when they... Yeah, I don't mind if people find it weird if it's not their cup of tea. It's definitely like... It's something that you're gonna understand more if you were exposed to anime when you were young. Not exposed in the R-rated part. Just like if you watched anime when you were young, you're probably gonna appreciate it better. If not, I get why you find it weird, but I just don't like when people go around calling people PDF files and conflating this to be crimes or saying it's a pipeline. Like, it's weird. It's not evil. We can chill out. There's more important stuff to think about. Although I'm not a fan of lolly sexualization, it's pretty obvious that the purpose of the video wasn't to glamorize this type of content, but to make fun of it and show the ridiculousness of it. Yeah, exactly. Even when they watched that hentai video and, you know, the purpose of that video was probably to just like shitpost about it, have some laughs, laugh at how ridiculous it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an entertaining video. I don't think it's a matter worth apologizing or ending a friendship over at all, especially when that friend has said more than enough times that this type of content is weird throughout the year. Also, Nux does say he's not into it anymore. And this is funny title, but not gonna lie, this video feels like someone trying to stop a bushfire with gasoline. Once you start background checking your friends, people you are supposed to trust, they stop being friends. They start being business partners. Yup. I think that's in regard to that Reddit post. You need to do some background checks on your friend. What are you gonna do? Hire a detective? Yeah, to non-anime watcher, most anime characters will look young. Okay, so he took down the videos and then he wrote this community post. It has 19,000 likes and 2.9k comments regarding the last video about Nux. While I can't be friends after some of the recent things that surfaced, I do feel like I did enough reaction that stemmed from being emotional on the reaction from the community on Reddit. Somehow, this whole thing got even more pathetic. No, but it's true. What is this, man? Seriously? You just admitted to... You made a full video because you were over-emotional? From some Reddit post? Wow. I think that there's multiple times where you had time to question yourself throughout the video process. You know, while recording it, while editing it, while uploading it, waiting for the bar to load. This is the post nut clarity is happening now to Mutahar. It wasn't when he recorded the video, it's actually now. I've been watching my content for the past few weeks. I have realized my channel has slipped into a slop channel. I've made more drama-related content over the last several months than I have fun, engaging, and informative content. That includes producing videos that don't release daily. I need to take more time and release content a couple times a week that stands in quality and not quantity. I also don't like the people at Virtue Signal and their content not being slop, okay? If your content's slop, just own up to it. People will still watch it. If it gets views, it's for a reason. If you have fun doing something, even if it's drama, just do it. It doesn't matter what the, you know, the moral superiority. I don't do everything in my life because you know, it's the right thing to do. No, if I wanted to do the right thing, I'd be a nun or something. Like I'd go like live like the Dalai Lama. I don't know. You make videos on video games, bro. For what I saw, Hassan called it out and Muta panicked. On my way to hire Detective Rima, he couldn't redeem. I don't do this for a job, so honestly going out of my way to constantly chase trends has done nothing beneficial for me other than alienate my most hardcore fan base. He does have he runs a company and he says he has a day job and all of this is just as a hobby. So I am surprised that he's doing the videos that are like chasing trends and stuff. I thought he just did it because he enjoyed it. Obviously, if you don't enjoy it, then it's fine to switch your content back. But I hate when people do this, when they're like, I don't like my content the way it is now. I'm gonna change. Just don't say anything and change it. Stop saying you're gonna do stuff. Just do them. I need to take a few days off and reset and produce better content that isn't the latest trend or internet drama. Well, that produces a good view count. It's not the kind of content I want to be known for. I'll be back with content that I'm proud of. In regards to past collaborations, all I can do is apologize and promise to do better. And the sad thing is, Nux Taku, like the day after this happened, like the morning of, he uploaded a video on this channel defending Mutahar, saying the Hassan and Mutahar situation is despicable. And it's because Hassan called out Mutahar for being like a lolicon watcher, I believe. I haven't watched the full video, but I think that's what it's about. And he pinned this comment saying, this was livestream pre-post Nux clarity, but I stand by defending Mutahar from Hassan false pedo insinuations. And I thought, this was a class act from Nux. Like, I think it was the right call. And I think he behaved with grace here. But hey, oh, hey, Nux, I almost didn't recognize you with the knife in your back.
His video.
And then today, there's been some clip circulating saying apparently Mutahar called Nux and apologized for making the video. I'm curious as to what they discussed that would make it okay.
Muta deleted his video, posted a community post, and then called me. And apologized.
Okay.
Muta...
Wait, that's it? That's such a short clip. I have the full stream here on Rumble. On what is this, Rumble or Kick? Oh, this is Kick.
To be honest, I watched Rev's coverage because I was curious to see what he would say. And he was talking about like my past drama with Rev, with him. And some of the stuff that I said in my old stream that I foolishly uploaded on Nuxanor.
Okay.
And yeah, I was definitely out of pocket when I talked about Rev like 2-3 years ago, whenever the fuck that was.
Okay.
I'm sorry I did him dirty.
Okay.
You can't stand Rev?
Wait, that's nice actually.
Okay. I mean, I obviously disagree with a lot of Rev's takes,
I'm not gonna say I like him as a person or whatever, but I do feel like I overreacted when he made his first video on me.
I wish that whole drama didn't happen as well. Okay, okay, okay. We're doing steps now. We're moving forward. Wow, wow. This is actually good. I wonder if Rev and Strop saw this. I gotta send it to them. They probably did. Probably did. Have you guys seen this? V-Reverie finally closed. There is so much shit going on behind the scene with this company for a long time, and a lot of people are under NDA, but now I think, you know, lips are about to loosen up. Lips are about to loosen up now. I know that behind the scene, a lot of people are talking to their lawyers, and even people that worked at the company. They're, you know, checking if they're like, wait, the NDA is still in effect? The company doesn't exist? I mean, when I spoke to a lawyer a long time ago, but then again, it was a Canadian lawyer, they kind of said that it doesn't remain in effect, or it would be, I mean, it does, but it's like almost impossible that the company is going to sue or pursue legal actions after its dissolvement. Yeah, Nova's finally free. Bree's been tweeting from her alt. Should I gotta go contact a lawyer to see if an NDA is still in effect after the place goes down? I'm literally looking into it right now, and you know what you find out. Bet, but gonna be honest, I literally don't know how to do this. What if the NDA is the most poorly written thing you've ever seen in your life and also doesn't include anything about surviving anything? And there was also a tweet where she said, oh, there it is. I hope the lawyer I send my NDA to is currently sharing it with his lawyer buddies going, holy shit, what is this garbage? It's a mess, and laughing at it. This agency was far worse behind the scene than we know. And we know, as the public and as viewers, that a lot of bad shit was going on. So imagine the whole DLC that we're not even aware of yet. What I've been told from people that, like, you know, were close to this is that the company, it looked good for a while, but it was because the talents were doing everything to keep it together. But the suits, they were rough. They would deny everything. They made it very difficult for them to operate. It's with a heavy heart that we announce the closure of V-Reverie effective December 3rd. 2024, we thank you for supporting our talent. This decision was not made lightly, and we are deeply grateful for the incredible journey we've shared with all of you. While V-Reverie as an agency will come to an end, this is not a farewell for some of the talents you've come to know and love. We are proud to share that some of our talents have chosen to continue their journey in content creation, determined to carry forward their passion and creativity, and we hope you will continue to support them as they enter this new chapter. Through the rest of December, we will continue to assist with any migration or matters as necessary to facilitate the transition. Additional information on the activities and plans for each talent will be announced by the talents. And regarding merch, all merchandise managed by V-Reverie that has been sold will be shipped accordingly, and all existing purchasable items will be taken down off store. Sales of merchandise that are not managed by us will be unaffected. Thank you for being part of this journey. We hope that you will continue to support and celebrate the amazing creators who have been part of V-Reverie. Yeah. I don't know, is this the end of Corpo VTubings? The Corpo VTubing era, all the new Corpos popping up? For sure, new players will try to join the space and create something. The thing with VTubers is that if you build up an IP, then like your cost of production is very low compared to how much money input you can get. Was VReverie an Asian company? I think it was. I have a feeling that if a VTuber agency starts up that's like based in America or something, they might fit a little bit better with the mindset there. The problem is that there's a lot of Asian companies. Yeah, exactly. They're based in Singapore. And then they're working with EN talent, and the culture clash is too much. It's not working out. We expect different things. Like Western employees, we just expect different things from our employees and from our lifestyle and the job we take. And it's just not working out. And so are the Western audiences too. I mean, Face Connect is a Canadian agency and they're doing great. Woke up from a nap to see this. What is going on? Actually, I was joking, but chat, imagine remind a Neo style detective outfit, 1920s outfit type. Ooh, is that my next outfit idea? I might have my own problems with Nux, but self-serving Mura get no sympathy. The scorpion and the frog reminds us the nature of these people. Yeah, absolutely. You can have like your own plight against Nux. A lot of people have said similar things that they don't like him or they're not a fan of him, but they thought this was messed up. And the comments reflected that too. And that really surprised me. I thought I would be the only one to think that the video was dumb. And I was pleasantly surprised. I'm 55 years old, and this is all too reminiscent of 1985 and high school. I just blocked Mutahar on every platform. Us Gen X fools understand the me think doubt us protest too much. Think sus. Wait, what? 1985 high school were like that? Damn. I blame you. I sympathize with you. Honestly, I just hope Nexus and Globy stays afloat. Cloto and Kiri are good people. I agree. I love Cloto and Kiri. I think Globy will do great. I mean, they're part of V4 Mirai. Sorry, they're not part of V4 Mirai. They're part of Brave Group. So I think it'll stay afloat. You know, they got a lot of funding. I don't know about Nexus, though. There's still a lot we don't know about this company, and there's been a lot of shakeups lately, but I hope that it does well, and if it... I'll support Cloto no matter what. Oh, what? Sorry. But Globy, they've done everything without a hitch. Like Globy and V4 Mirai, V4 Mirai had the big leaks, so there was like a shakeup there. But Globy really doesn't have a stain on their reputation at all. Like Globy's only been good vibes, which I like. I like that. Yeah, exactly, Mythic Cast. The talents seem nice, and the company kind of shaky. Nexus, you mean? Yeah. I've spoken to some of the managers at Nexus, and they're very, very nice. A lot of the time, the talents and the direct managers are really nice, like in every company. If there are problems, most of the times I'll say it really comes from upper management or like people that aren't really like in touch with the talents. Next is not a good person either, but when you look at traders betray each other, you can still say that betrayal is bad and shouldn't be done. Yeah, absolutely, Singran. Not 100%. Okay, so my stream, the fauna announcement was a few days ago now. It was my last stream. How do you guys feel about it? Do you feel better about it now? There's a bunch of livers that have spoken out or provided clarification on some of the things they've said in the past. There was a lot of doom posting online. Some of it more Some of it more valid than others. Still broken, poor saplings. It's okay to be depressed. I'm still destroyed. It's okay to be sad. It's still, you know, it's still fresh. It takes time. For me, watching Miko talk about it, it made me feel better. Because I know Miko's a gem. And man, Miku, watching the clip of her, I don't have it translated, so I can't show it to you guys. But honestly, she's just so positive, even in the face of adversity. She's so cute. I love Miku. Are you replying to somebody else, Vault? You're replying to the other super chat? Miko is based, yes. And I love that her tracking is always like looking up, and she looks like kind of silly when she streams. Uh-oh, super chats are arguing among themselves now. Okay, so I am making, full disclosure, I am making a Hololive video. The script's already done. The recording's already been recorded. I actually wrote it like a few days ago. The problem is, it's not gonna come out till not this weekend, but the other one after that, because I have another video coming out this weekend. And even though I know it will get tons of views if I release the Hololive video because it's a hot topic right now, I need to release the Pecora video first, because I made the Pecora video to encourage people to vote for her for the award show. And the award show is on Thursday, next Thursday. So I really need the video out before the fucking award show. So I'm pushing the Hololive video back. I'm sorry, you guys will just have to wait. But the great part is that anyway, there's always new stuff that's coming out about like Hololive, like these clips and shit. And every day, you know, I just add a little segment if there's something worthwhile talking about. Also, there was a topic, one big clip that surfaced of Chloe. I don't know if I have it here. Yeah, Chloe reveals how staff made her cry. I was actually having that clip translated on my own by my own translator, and he watched the entire VOD of her stream because I asked him if there was further context, and there was a lot of context that 4chan didn't show. I don't know if this 11-minute video will have the extra context, but she does say, my translator said that she does, like, she precised that she really likes working with her direct manager. So it wasn't her direct manager. You know, there was a lot of things that it made it more all right. The first time I saw this, I was like, this is horrible. They're treating her like shit. And then I don't know who pressured her like that at the studio, but it was just not so one-sided as the way 4chan presented it to us with that transcript, with that like tiny part of the transcript. Thank you for the membership! Thank you so much, Devasbor. Yeah, I've seen the video with Mouse and Kai. It's gonna come out on my second channel soon, I think.
I guess I have something that I should talk about, because yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of feeling uneasy at the moment. I really do mean it when I say that, you know, things will be okay. I said it on Twitter, and
okay, so I think she's saying that because a lot of people are bringing out, or they're bringing back like that clip of Crony. I don't know if you guys remember this. Kyo covered it. I didn't cover it. She was like complaining about not getting perms for over 20 days by management and being ignored. Also, they didn't like promote one of her events. Maybe it was her birthday, I can't remember. And then the fans were getting upset because the main Hololive account wasn't like retweeting it. Then she had to make like a passive aggressive post on her Twitter for the account to do it. So she ranted about that. Oh, they are, Zule? Can you send it via Discord?
I personally don't believe the company is heading towards like a negative direction, and yeah, like I saw some people who wanted to hear my thoughts about it, since, you know, I would mention like, you know, some frustrations with management here and there. But the thing is, like, those concerns were only brought up because they're not really that big of a deal, since if things were actually problematic, I wouldn't be bringing it up on stream. And
I mean, people are concerned out of love, okay? It's kind of like what Miko was saying. So without, I don't want to brush away, you know, everybody's concern by saying, oh, it's a nothing burger. But I'll say this, and this is an argument that I made in my video before I even watched this. So you guys are getting exclusive scoops on what's going to be in my video. It's nothing special, but I just said it says a lot about a company if they let you vent about the company on stream. Like, they're letting cronies say things that doesn't look good for Hololive, and that alone is actually a good sign. Because, for example, other companies, wink wink, Niji Sanji, they wouldn't let them do that. They would give them a warning and they say, hey, don't say that again, you're disparaging us. Anything that you say negatively about us is turned into rats and the fans are getting upset, so don't do that. So, you know, it makes us worry, but maybe it's a healthier way of doing things.
if things got really bad to that point, I don't think I would be here. And I mean, like, I don't think anything can be perfect, and like, I have my disagreements here and there, but regardless of what's happened, I'm pretty happy to be here. Like, there's still things I want to do and show you guys, but I don't think I'll be leaving soon. I can't speak for everyone, of course, but I personally think that, you know, some of the girls over the years begin to have different expectations and goals over time, and that may not align with the company, and that's completely fine. But I just wanted to tell you guys that me personally, I'm fine with where things are at. For those who might be worried that this is a PR response that I need to give out, it's not, since I've never been forced to say anything to the public, and I kind of hate being told what to do or say when I feel differently, and that hasn't happened either. But yeah, I hate being told what to do, so I don't think, you know, that would happen where company is borrowing me for me to say something, I guess. Yeah, like at most I'd probably not say anything instead. Are you actually okay? I'm really okay. I swear to God, I'm okay. Like, I mean, I do complain here and there because, like, I am frustrated, but they're really not that big of a deal. Again, if things really got bad to the point, I don't think I'd be saying anything in public. Yeah, I do appreciate you guys being worried about me, and for the other girls, like, I guess it made me
imagine she gets instant terminate tomorrow. If this happens, then it's doomed.
Kind of surprised that people want me around, I guess. Like, thank you. I'm worried about my hater. Well, I'm worried about my haters too. Like, you don't get this kind of hate anywhere else. We got another 20 years, right? 20 years? Man, man, 20 years? I don't think you guys would be around for 20 years. I'm pretty sure you'd be busy like, hey, Bobby, want to go watch a crony stream together? Oh, Dad, cringe, you're watching anime girls, you're like 50 years old. Imagine
What's wrong
watching
with
crony
that?
in the retirement home. Yeah, and that's when the nurses would know that you really do have a problem. It made me a bit, like, I guess, sad. I don't
Sir,
know if
we have
sad's
to
the right word.
diagnose
like,
you with
concerned for
schizophrenia.
you guys, like, being worried about me leaving, and like, I just kind of wanted to reassure you guys. But yeah, regarding me complaining, I mean, like, yeah, nothing big has happened. Yeah, otherwise, like, if something big has happened.
I hope I still like watch anime and like enjoy it when I'm 40 years old. I think there's no age for it, okay? It makes you feel better. You're free to vent and rant about the chat anytime. We can handle slander. Yeah, I always blame you guys for everything. I already do that.
Happened, I would have already left, but then nothing big has happened. I mean, at most, I would get angry.
I'm
but-
41. Should I stop? I'm 48 now. No, don't stop. I think it's timeless. I think there's no age for anime.
Like, it's not to the
I watch
point
it in my
where I would
50s, there you
leave.
go.
You're always angry. Oh, Anyway.
Oh yeah, okay, wait. Let's do Hololive first, then we'll do Nietzsche. Context: the stream is from 21 January, but it's just now circulating around JP Hololive fans on Twitter. She was just recovering from COVID. 42 here, going strong. Let's go. Wait. What? What? Did they make them remove them, or did they remove them of their own volition? I'm gonna check their page. I'll say Rainbow Retiree's been coming in clutch for a lot of these clips. No community page. No, the video is just gone. Okay, well. Okay, well, I can pull up maybe the notes that my translator said. Besides the part, like the screenshot that was already going on 4chan. I told him first of all, verify the validity of the screenshot, because this might not even be in the broadcast. But he found it. He actually found it. And then he said, so basically, for those who don't know about this, it says she thought her cough had decreased a little, but the next day, for some reason, increased again. And I was like, what's going on? But then I thought, it did decrease a bit today, didn't it? Yet I was coughing excessively again. Right now, it's the same. My nose is stuffy and I have phlegm throat, causing me to cough. The cough seems to happen because of phlegm. I don't know how to pronounce this. It gets caught between my throat and esophagus. It feels like I'm drowning, making me gag and cough, but I've recovered enough that I only cough when there's phlegm. Back then, though, it was so bad that I was coughing almost 24/7, except when I was asleep, though maybe I was coughing even then. It was like a never-ending cough. Okay, you guys are all triggered in chat by the way I pronounced it. It's phlegm. Okay, thanks. Then it settled down a bit, only to worsen again the next day. At that point, I thought, this is hopeless. This must be serious, but I had to go to a recording session. At the recording session, I had to record 2 songs. I honestly didn't even know if I could do one. I was told, let's give it a try, so I went ahead and recorded. My coughing was so severe that I worried about infecting others. They said after 10 days of COVID, it's okay to be around people, as the virus supposedly weakens by then. That day was my 11th day, so I hope it would be okay. So you're not contagious after 10 days of COVID. I no longer had nausea, but singing brought out the cough. The more I sang, the more I coughed, and the coughing made me feel nauseous. I was afraid I'd vomit, so I asked for a break. After about 5 minutes, we resumed recording. I barely managed to record 2 songs, but honestly, the quality was awful. My voice was weak, I coughed too much, and the timing was off. I hated it. I didn't want to release such poor quality recordings, but I had no choice. Afterward, my voice was hoarse. Hoarse, haha. The next day, I was told there was another recording session, but I refused, saying I physically can't do it. Even though I explained my condition, they kept on pushing. I proposed various solutions, but they insisted. I thought, if I record in this state, the quality will be terrible and I'll harm my vocal cords. Despite my protest, they continued pushing. I understood they had a schedule to keep, but I felt they weren't considering my health or the quality of the work. Eventually, I became mentally and physically exhausted, thinking, why don't they treat like this a proper Why don't they treat this like a proper product? Why are they risking my health for this? I cried when I got home because it was so overwhelming. I realized I needed to be more assertive. This time, I was stronger than usual, but I still consider others' feelings too much. I didn't want to hurt anyone, but in the end, it didn't benefit anyone. I told them the current situation wasn't good for anyone. It would be better to record on another day when I was healthier to produce better results. They finally agreed to reschedule. So Chloe... Okay, this is some summary. So... and this screenshot is from 4chan, but... Like I said, I verified this with my translator. He does say it exists. He's translating it himself. I'm sure some words might change because Japanese changes a lot depending on who's translating it. Like some translator that I've worked with, I felt like they were a little bit better than others. And yes, this is Chloe saying it. Nux just released his video on Muta. No way. All right, we're gonna watch. Wait, a new video on the situation? Okay, I'll watch it after. But then he also said, the part that it left out is that she also said around 32 minutes, I feel my way of doing things doesn't fit here. Not that anyone is wrong. We all have our duties and reasons, but I started to think it doesn't suit the environment here. So that's more probably on her reasons as to graduating. I have to change myself, and I also hope people around me can change too. And she praised her manager, said she's like a mother figure to her. So when I saw this, I was like, mismanagement, mismanagement, mismanagement. This screams mismanagement. But then she say she loves her manager and she's like a mother figure to her. If I want to change myself or my relationship, I should be the one to do it. This was before she announced her graduation, but it's circulating again. This was on January 21st. But obviously she was thinking about it already. And then real quick, before we get back into the Mutahar thing, I'm gonna leave you guys on, there's a 2-minute clip of Sunny, and apparently Nishisanji told her to pretend to have a dad when she doesn't. The screenshot was from 2 days ago around 3 AM. The Rainbow Retiree clip said it was from January 21st. From her stream on January 21st. Wait, I'm dumb. I have the link to the stream. I can just check. Yeah, January 21st, 2024. Yeah, okay, so that's settled. All right, back to Sunny. So Sunny... There's a clip of Sunny saying Niji told Sunny to pretend to have a dad when she doesn't. Isn't that so weird? Why is this needed?
So, my family is having Thanksgiving down in Florida with the alligators, where it's not even cold. I am going to have Christmas in November. I set up my Christmas tree already. It's Christmas for me, baby! Sunny's dad is a Florida man. So, actually, guys, I don't have a dad.
Oh, I see what you mean, Lucia.
But I do appreciate the enthusiasm. My mom is a Florida lady, and so are my brothers. I mean, I technically do have a dad. He's just, you know. This is the unspoken friendship rule, is to not bring up the parent that your friend doesn't talk about. I went to get milk. Yeah, how's up with the VTubers not having a dad?
I wanted to make a milk joke too, but I didn't know it was appropriate. She is laughing at it though, so...
I can figure out a lot of reasons. Guys, I had a dad. He was a great guy. That was a decade ago.
Aww.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie, but a
That's
lot
sad.
of you think I have a dad because, and this is something that made me a little mad. I was on my heist and I was like, can I make a video of introducing my family? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I don't have a dad, so I'm gonna leave my dad out. And they were like, why don't you just pretend you have a dad? And I was like,
Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, we don't want to bring the mood down. Can you just like not like pretend that you have a dad? I think that would be better. What does the marketing team think of this? Oh yeah, great idea. All right, let's go with it. It's settled then.
I had a Joker moment. I don't know.
We live in a
But
society.
anyway, so in that video, I have a fake dad.
Bro.
They're like, it's role playing. It's role playing. We don't have to be so serious about it. We don't want to make anyone sad. And I was like, oh,
Rent a
okay. I
dad.
mean, that kind of makes sense. Then I'm like thinking about it. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Because some Homelander shit happened. Like, I get that it's role play, right? So I was heist role playing. So don't take it seriously. But like, I look back then, I'm like, why didn't I put my foot down? Am I a bitch? Am I a little bitch? Kind of my fault. Honestly, like in reality, it was just a suggestion. But when you get a suggestion like that, you're like,
Yeah.
little bitch.
When you're put on the spot,
I
it's
need
hard.
To upgrade. There were so many. Oh, God. Anyway.
Especially in a new job, you know? What? Oh, all right. So next Taku, huh? New video out? Oh, look, that's me. Oh my God.
Gentlemen,
You want
Mutahar. Dot. Oh, isn't that one of the Mythos girls? Oh my God, it's a 1-hour video. I'm not gonna last if I don't go to an idol meeting first. I'm gonna go. 30-second stop chrono. Start it now. I'm back. I was a little bit longer, but I got a delivery at the same time. Wait, what'd you guys do while I was gone? 20 gifted? Allegraza! You crazy fool, you mad lad. Thank you for the 20 gifted. Thank you so much. I caught you guys. Okay. So he has a podcast with a girl from Mythos? 20 is huge! Thank you, Allegraza!
female gentlemen, we have something of an episode on our hands today. This is my co-host of my newest venture, the Unhinged talk show, Hermes. She's tolerable sometimes.
Yeah, let's watch it 1080.
And here I am, me! So I made this joke in the first episode of our...
Oh, Nux has a new podcast with Hermes. That's who's in the video with him. I see, I see. She was the first one to ban Charlie. Charlie, behave yourself. Rats will be rats, no surprising. I still don't think much about it one way or the other. As a former Niji fan, regardless of whether it points to a deeper issue or not, I think it's a good reminder that no agency is perfect. Well said, Sean. Absolutely. In comparison, what Tommy talked about growing up without parents due to a harsh divorce landing her with her grandparents was very wholesome stream. See, I think people will connect way more if you just tell the truth about things like that.
Podcast, whatever you want to call this venture.
First episode.
I made a joke.
What, are we not allowed to say podcast anymore? What do you mean?
What's wrong with podcast?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you keep saying venture. It's a podcast. We hanging out. We chilling.
Not a podcast, okay? Podcasts are supposed to be fun and wholesome and not stressful. And you are in the call. Therefore, it is not wholesome nor unstressful.
There's a Sony shoe necklace
behind
all
the words you just said collided into one creature.
Anyway, she's crazy. And I have to say, personally, that on the first episode of our podcast that we did together, I made a joke saying that there's about a 40% chance that Hermes will backstab me.
50.
And then we bumped it up
so
to
what
50.
is he gonna talk about it?
Yeah, because I was gonna fuck him. Yeah, because I was gonna fuck him and his wife, so it went up to 50.
Are you eating? You were I was literally talking to you for like the last hour. You weren't eating. We start recording and you're eating.
Pretty much.
Unbelievable.
It's that kind of. It's gonna be that kind of. Everybody take notes, please. I'm just leading the pack. It's gonna be this kind of episode, guys. Everybody get your popcorn. I got sunflower seed. Oh no, my bad. I'm sorry. I lied to you. They're pumpkin seeds that I'm munching on. So you know, any kind of seed, any kind of popcorn, either or.
Pumpkin
just
seeds
get it.
Are literally the worst seeds.
Are you?
Watermelon seeds are better. Sunflower seeds are better. And you went with pumpkin?
There's no fucking way you put and eat and digest fucking watermelon seeds. What do you mean?
Not from the watermelon. Like they're dried and they're. Okay, could we please get on topic for a second here for just a minute? That's why we call it the Unhinged Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, I don't know how this happens, but every day that we are set to like record an episode of the podcast, something big happens right before.
Dude.
Last time I set up to record with Hermes, and Mr. Beast calls me out of nowhere. And this time we're set to record, and you know the
Mr. Beast
Mutahar
called him.
Post-Nux clarity video drops.
Yeah, we and to just make a caveat moment here, you are literally the embodiment of bros before hoes. I want to just make that very clear. This is the second time you have put bros before me, aka the hoe in this situation, and
Listen,
I'm starting to have feelings
about this. There are some things that are more important, okay? Like
yeah, the bros apparently.
It has nothing to do with gender, okay? All right. If a female friend of mine made a hit piece on me,
it's on 1.25 speed because they keep yapping about random things, and I want them to get to the main topic.
Oh my goodness, how they bitches better not. Dude,
anyway, can we please...
That's my spot. That's my spot. I get the hit. I get the next hit piece.
Please don't. This isn't a competition. It's not fun for one of us.
And that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
You fucking monster. Okay. Anyway, so I there I was minding my own business. Oh my god.
Bro just rubbed one out for the night. He was ready to.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna try to do my best to do a TLDR here of the story. So I did speak to Mutahar just now for like 2 hours. And basically we talked things out to a large degree. But I'm gonna do like the TLDR whole story here. First and foremost, if you're here just for like the Cliff Notes answer, Muta apologized. We are still friends. That's the Cliff Notes answer. It was a pretty sucky moment there.
Well, wrap it up. I have no opinions. I have no feel. No, of course I do.
So
okay,
they're still friends because Mutahar kept saying that he wasn't going to be friend. Even in his community post, Mutahar says that he's not going to be friends with him anymore.
Anyways, chat, after the TLDR, now we're going into story mode. We're going into novel mode. So what hasn't been touched on is literally when the hit piece came out, I fucking flooded the shit out of his DMs.
Dog, not just you. I got a lot of DMs. So anyway, let me put some perspective on this whole thing, okay? Because the last thing I want is this video to send Muta any hate either, okay? I don't want any hate to come from here at all. Listen, I love me some chaos now and again, but it was a pretty rough moment there for a minute. You know, Muta's one of my best friends, so that's pretty fucking crazy.
Damn. What? It's one of his best friends? I'd be traumatized after that. This is the kind of people, you don't know when they're gonna drop a Google Doc on you. What? Ouch! What? I'm mind broken. I just lagged out. Here. Okay, this is a top 10 anime betrayal moment. This is like when Sasuke left the Hidden Leaf village and started fighting Naruto or some shit.
With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Shut up! Okay.
For real.
Dude, I have my work cut out for me. Shit, dude. How am I supposed to be more evil? What?
So basically, Mutahar has been getting an incredible amount of hate as of late for associating with me. Now, I used to do these videos back in the day where we'd all get into a call together like 3-4 years ago. And we would all get in, and we would literally shitpost on the internet. Like we would make fun of hentai and stuff like that. And I just want to make this clear. Before my videos, there was something of fate and myth. You may have even heard of it, Hermes. It was called Boku no Pico. Are you familiar?
Maybe.
So Boku no Pico was trending everywhere because everyone, PewDiePie, fucking
Boku no Pico. I always confuse it with Boku no Hero. We're friends like these, who needs friends?
and reacted to Boku no Pico. His video's still up and has 14 million views. Like people, everyone and their mother reacted to Boku no Pico. Now Boku no Pico is it's
wholesome
lolly porn to
family.
the extreme. It's literally a whole family affair because it's a whole family that's having sex with children in this fucking show. It is,
Whoa,
it is a
whoa,
nightmare.
whoa,
Like,
I
whoa.
probably don't actually know it.
Yeah.
I was probably playing video games at the time.
Like, but the thing is, everyone reacted to it. I never reacted to it. Like, somehow, that was too weird for me. Okay?
No, it
Looking back
wasn't
on how
lolly.
that happened, because I was making some pretty wild content back then. But for some reason,
the irony.
everyone the irony. Everyone reacted to Boku no Pico, right? PewDiePie, everyone. Now, Boku no Pico, that's lolly, Shota stuff, left to the extreme. Muta said in his video that anything in a high school setting is lolly, and that's just obviously wrong. Lolly is if the character looks either like a petite woman or like a child. But in my opinion, petite women, lolly stuff, whatever. I don't really care. The child stuff rubs me the wrong way for sure. But adult-looking women in a high school being lolly, bro, is the whole fucking My Hero Academia community pedophiles now because someone uploaded, I don't know, Ochako hentai to Rule 34 or something? You know, like, obviously, if the character looks like an adult, like, it's not lolly. That's just
Okay.
a fact. That's not a
Nice.
opinion. But anyway, Muta was getting flamed for associating with me. People were calling him a pedophile. And that's awful, by the way. That's really fucking bad. And it put him in a really bad headspace. And I hated that it was coming from me. To the point that before this video or anything came out, I messaged Muta and I told the guy, bro, I totally get you. If you want to stop associating with me publicly and you want to completely cut me off publicly, I hate that you're getting hate because you're associated with someone as controversial as myself who did the unthinkable, being shit posting on the internet 3 years ago.
Yeah, you know my feelings on that one too. I also had a very long novel-sized conversation about that particular statement too.
True. You put me through the ringer whenever I do something altruistic. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Wow, look at you being a wholesome, good guy. I try to be always considerate of other people. Yeah, you need to stop that.
You'll notice I definitely stopped collabing to a large degree just because I hate that other people get hate for me, like associating with me. And
I
like,
know.
the thing is, and this is what the craziest thing in the world. Like I'll make
It's a
videos
girl
criticizing
from
DEI in
Mythos.
video games or whatever, and I'm literally called a Nazi. Not exaggerating that word. And like from someone whose grandparents are Holocaust survivors, who grew up on Holocaust stories, to be called a Nazi is pretty fucked up. Like it's pretty crazy. But
Oh yeah, he's Jewish. True. He's Jewish, so yeah, and people call him a Nazi, but people even before like the taiga stuff and shit, like people were dunking on Nux for a bunch of vitriol. I think that's the anime community though. They're a bit weird, the ones that are online, like terminally online.
People are gonna hate you. People are gonna love you.
And I have gotten to the point that I can definitely see people shitting on me and just not caring. I make content out of it at this point. Like, I don't care that a couple of brainlets on Reddit or Twitter are gonna fucking make fun of me, call me a Nazi.
And Nazi has
completely
lost
don't
all of its meaning now, exactly, guys. And they call anybody a Nazi. He's Jewish. How can he be Nazi?
associate with that shit. And
His grandpa is a Holocaust survivor. His grandpa is a Holocaust survivor. You must know nothing about him if you call him a Nazi.
As you should. It's the
I
best
know who I
mental.
am. My friends know who I am. My family knows who I am. I don't give a shit if some random people want to cancel me for that.
Your friends asterisks.
You are literally evil. Literally
I know,
evil. All right, this is squashing beef, okay? So anyway, this got really bad. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just laughing.
Yeah, I don't know why you're here. But anyway, so...
Oh, you know exactly
this got
why I'm
much
here.
worse because Hassan Piker, everyone's favorite socialist millionaire, made a... insinuated that Mutahar was a pedophile for associating with me. Now that's not random invisible internet people anymore. That's now a content creator with a large audience with probably overlap in their audience because it's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, but it's Hassan. It's like a lol cow. It's like if Dark Side Phil said you were a PDF file. It's like lol, who cares?
Very vocal. He's very vocal too.
Yeah, he does have vocals. So he did,
as we all hear
so he made
all the
something
time.
like that, which I think really was the
It
thing
was
that
on
pushed Muta over the edge,
CNN?
to a large
That
extent. Now you
part?
have not just invisible internet people.
No,
but
it
you
was-
also have
he was in his
content
house.
creators. Now,
Yeah.
I said to Mutahar in a call just now. Sorry if I'm messing up with the timeline. It's been a pretty stressful day.
Understandable.
I just opened up
I feel
YouTube to
bad.
a 40-minute hit piece on me from one of my friends.
Not even well done. That's what angers me too.
Whatever, we could get to specifics.
You open YouTube, there's a 40-minute hit piece on you from one of your best friend. I would have trust issues after that. Give Hassan the Sony True medallion. Wait, that's such a good idea. Send it to him as a gift, and then he opens it, and the curse is transferred to him.
Because, like, I do want to clear my name on a couple of things, and I know people are going to be upset that I'm calling it a hit piece, but the fact that all these old dramas, like the Taiga drama and the Shadman drama, like, these were brought up and have really nothing to do with anything. Like, the fact that all this is brought up and, like, really makes it look like some sort of hit piece, and comparing me to people like Mama Max, like, but anyway, whatever.
Exactly, that's what we said. Comparing to Mama Max is crazy. It's crazy.
Trying to get the headspace here correct. I'm trying to fucking tell the story because people are going to be asking me nonstop. People are already asking me nonstop. When am I responding? What am I saying? What's the story? So I'm trying to do this in a way that does address the situation because people will never stop bothering me and Muta. So I'm just doing this to do my best after a very stressful day. So anyway.
Don't worry. And I will also have opinions.
Oh God.
But
yeah,
right now.
Hermes' opinions are coming probably. So anyway,
Definitely.
so Hassan makes this verifiably false, slanderous statement insinuating that Muta is a pedophile by being in these collabs with me in the past, which is fucking awful and brutal and despicable of Hassan. And I told Muta when we talked about it, I said, you're gonna take Hassan's word calling you a pedophile with this much weight? Hassan, the guy that supports terrorists on Twitch, that advocates for the murder of Israeli babies because he calls them settler babies, the guy that denies rapes that happened in October 7th when the UN confirmed that there were rapes that happened in Israel, he's gonna deny that shit. Now, this isn't me coming here to start talking politics. I think everyone with two brains...
Yeah, Hassan is like, trust all women, but not these. Okay, at least Nux knows a lot about what Hassan is doing. He's informed. But okay, so Mutahar admitted to Nux that he cared about Hassan's opinion or what. So that was one of the reason that prompted him to do the video. That is crazy. He listened to Hassan and read it. I cannot trust Mutahar for anything anymore. Why does he listen to these voices?
Cells can agree that innocent people dying is bad. I think that's a pretty based opinion in general.
That's a pretty universal opinion, I feel like, yes.
I would think so. But you're really gonna take that guy, that slimy motherfucker that I have videos on, that if you want you can watch those videos to get my opinion on that. But that guy is the guy that you're gonna say, oh, he called me a pedophile, so now I have to defend myself? Like, that's the guy? And whatever. Obviously, I don't want to start some sort of Muta Hassan beef, even though that's already kind of going on. And Hassan could beef with me if he wants. I don't really care.
Well, Hassan's not gonna beef just with you because he's very aware that it's not gonna fucking phase you. Like, you've made it blatantly clear that you're like, whatever, it doesn't matter. So Hassan's gonna start beefing with people around you. Like, that's just, it's a tactic.
But Hassan's big tactic, whenever he, like, someone criticizes him,
Hassan only beefs with people that are bigger than him. And if they're smaller than him, he just won't address it. He'll never address it.
Think he does is basically slander them to completely misrepresent who they are to his audience, so that when he attacks them, he's already slandered them. Like, there's this commentary guy, Nicholas Diorio, who said something negative about Hassan, and Hassan's like, isn't he the guy that makes alt-right content? Which is like, no, he doesn't. But, like, you know, once you already put someone into perspective to be that guy,
but Hassan probably thinks everything is alt-right, just like he thinks everything is Nazi.
So, like, Muta criticizes him for promoting terrorism propaganda on Twitch, and his response is, isn't that the pedophile? Well, he didn't say it in those words, but isn't that the guy that watched lolly porn and the Discord calls? You know, that, like, that insinuation, obviously. So, but anyway, with all that shit going down, and people
what does that have to do with the other two? That's, like, such an easy way to deflect from the thing you're getting criticized on, or it's like, what does that have to do with it?
His association with me, people basically, I'm not trying to stir the pot here or anything, but a lot of people stop criticizing me for these things because they see it's like, it's not working, I'm gonna make content out of it.
No, you're right, I'm walking back that statement. Thinking back, I've heard Hassan, like, indirectly address somebody smaller than him. Like, he has, I think, said something about, no, he said, he indirectly mentioned Rev because he criticized Asmongold for reacting to Rev Says Desu's videos. And technically, Willie Mac is smaller than him, although, like, Hassan really just brushed him off as a nobody when he was on his interview. He looked awful in that interview, by the way, in that debate.
Yes, I shitposted online. Yes, I addressed all this on my, if you want to go watch it, I made a 10 years on YouTube video. It is up where I addressed my mindset, why I've changed my style of content, why I don't do those thumbnails anymore, why I don't do those type of videos anymore, why I don't like doing that shit. I have grown and all that. But that said, it was shitposting on the internet. Let's not get it twisted. It was not anything that wasn't that.
Yeah. I mean,
like, bro,
I think
The Boku no Pico era was worse than anything I've ever done.
I think that's kind of the big part about like why you can kind of like when you get hit with stuff nowadays, like it doesn't really stick anymore because you've go figure. Apparently you're an adult in a sea of children because fucking you've literally owned up to all that shit. Like literally you've already had so many conversations about acknowledging that
misleading people and hiding evidence and deleting shit when in actuality I've addressed everything.
Yeah. Well, in the fact of the matter is it's very obviously publicly shown.
Well, there are some things that could have been addressed like better or in a more firm manner. However, you know, if he did do that video 10 years on YouTube where he addressed why he doesn't want to do this kind of content and the thumbnail, like that whole thumbnail matter, and him like doing, you know, shit posting, reacting to hentai stuff. Mutahar, they should have had that talk before Mutahar released the video, and I'm surprised they didn't.
Showcase too, where anybody
you can't say that I'm manipulating people into fucking doing this shit when the videos are all public.
Yeah.
I've changed some past thumbnails that I no longer.
Oh, he did 2 public apologies about Taiga? Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Stand by or want on my channel, obviously.
Yeah, which I think is just normal kind of situation. Like if you're like, oh yeah, you know what? That's
videos on YouTube. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. The fact that.
The pinned comment, right? And then he mentioned it in another video where it wasn't the main topic. I think the best way to go addressing it would have been to be just a video where that's the main topic. Doesn't have to be, you know, the whole. Moist Critical does it a lot, like, oh, I was wrong about this, and then he speaks like candidly to the camera.
I mean, there's so many places to start, but literally anybody can look at your stuff 3 years ago and then come to the modern day and see that you've not only acknowledged that some of that stuff was extremely cringe, like you've literally turned over a completely new leaf, which is a lot more than apparently a lot of fucking people are willing to do in the content creation world nowadays, where they're just like, they want to just expunge it, pretend it never happened, and then if something came up, they like make this whole fucking novel about the situation and they try to, I don't get this whole situation where everybody's trying to be.
Because also he releases video like twice a day. It's like a dumb channel, kind of like my second channel, so it doesn't really like, it's not like you have this channel where you release like 1 video a month that's like a video essay where you know, you addressing a you addressing a situation like this would like really destroy your algorithm. It really wouldn't fit, it wouldn't be on brand. It would be like one of the 2 videos you upload that day. Only the last one was a real kind of apology, and knowing that he privately apologized as well. Okay, I'm glad he privately apologized. I don't remember everything that happened anymore. Nux did apologize, it just wasn't a very good apology. Yeah.
Angels and saints. Nobody's an angel. Nobody's a saint. So why is this phase even fucking happening right now?
Just to be clear, I'm glad he apologized, but I think it could have been a little bit more impactful and a little bit better done. That's just, you know, the Rima apology rating of the day. We've been doing a lot of those.
A timeline like this, like we're all fucking human. Well, you guys are, I'm a god, but the point is the flaws are what make us who we are. It's what creates who we are.
True,
none of us are perfect.
The way I see it, there's definitely there's a tier list when it comes to flaws. Like a lot of things are more important.
Well, yes.
I don't want to do a tier list on who's a bigger criminal, EDP 445 or Mr. Beast. Okay, that's not the point. But the point is, as far as like the criticisms about me, like I've messed up. Like he brought up the taiga thing in his video, which I apologize for. He showed the wrong apology. He showed me talking about a tangent, not the actual apologies that I made about it, and not the clip of Taiga accepting the apology from his stream either. Which again, I like.
Wait, Taiga actually accepted your apology in his stream?
Yes, it was very nice of him, but he actually did do that. And the irony. Also,
wait, why don't we not know about this? Why do we not know about this?
Of Muta defending Taiga against.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The clarification and all of that, they never get as much traction as the original stuff. So
me, when Muta thinks that people that like lolly stuff are pedophiles, and Taiga is a known commissioner of lolly stuff. So like, it's like you gotta really wrap your head around the purpose of all of this. And really, I think it's because Muta felt fucking awful seeing the word pedophile next to his name. And honestly, I get it. It's pretty awful.
Yeah, like
sucks that I like even was some sort of catalyst for this sort of criticism. I feel like people realize, oh wait, we can't really criticize Nux for this because it doesn't really affect him. So we're just gonna criticize his friends.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Like these tactics, this shit that is going on. This is high school level shit. We have all been in high school before. We've dealt with like the nasty cheerleaders and the fucking jocks, and you know we've dealt with all this. So like these tactics aren't anything brand new. And yeah, my heart goes out to Mutahar for having to see something like that. But that's literally where the internet is nowadays. Like where has he been this entire time?
Honestly,
like,
Mutahar, and I firmly believe this. Mutahar is a really great guy. He's a great guy, and he's a much more empathetic person than I am in general. And I think he takes things more to heart because he genuinely wants to be a good person and a beacon that other people can. Well, I don't want to say a beacon for people to emulate, but he definitely wants to be a force of good in the world.
To empathize with Mutahar, I get it. When people spin false narratives on you, like things that are completely false, it just blows your mind, and you're like, you feel the urge to explain yourself. No, I'm not like that. I don't stand by these things, etc., etc. There's plenty of things they could criticize you for that you do stand for, that they probably don't agree with, but they choose to make up lies about it, and that's something that's hard to accept. High school. You're getting flashback here, Deviate. Nux is coping hard about Muta being good after such a dirty backstab. He seems like a ride or die. I don't know, maybe he looks up to him a lot.
the world. And when people are going to say, like, call him a pedophile, he's not going to feel like that force of good. And that's
like, okay.
Would have Muta apologized to Nux if there was no backlash? A lot of the things, like, I read the comment section right of the video while it was live. A lot of the things that was said in the comment section were echoed in his community post. So I do believe that he really took some of those comments to heart. Somebody said, a lot of people were saying, man, I miss Mutahar when he wasn't doing sub content, and it was just about the tech videos and the games and stuff, and he had like almost word for word that sentence in his community post.
Should I interject now? Is it my turn to talk? Because
all right, anyway, I just wanted to say one thing. Muta did take the video down. All right, so really.
But also, I think Nux is just like, when something so big happens online and you're in the midst of like you're in the eye of the storm, you just want it to end. Okay, like maybe he'll be more bitter about it in the future, but right now he just, because if he talks shit about Mutahar here, it's going to create another set of controversy, another set of backlash, and it's going to keep on going for a few more days. As it is now, you know, in maybe tomorrow people will not talk about it as much, and after tomorrow it's going to die down. So right now it's not damage control, that's not the word, because he's more of the victim here, honestly. He could totally milk this. But I think, and he had that exact same reaction when the V-Social controversy happened. It was just like, we're good, we're moving past this, I want to put this to bed. Like he never wants to keep the drama going. I don't think, he doesn't seem like the guy that, it looks like he doesn't feel good when that happens. And honestly, who would feel good when something like that happens? It's awful.
I guess, whatever. I don't want to say
no, not necessarily whatever. Damage was done, absolutely. Like, okay, all right, my turn. my turn.
Talk,
now, I do want to preface exactly what Nux said in the beginning. The world is full of hate and cruelty and blah, blah, blah at this point. Going and attacking anybody, and I don't know why anybody would try to listen to me and then go attack anybody else, but who knows?
He's de-escalating. That's what he's trying to do.
In case there's somebody out there that wants to do it, don't. The world has...
At least that's my impression. Again, I'm not in his head.
enough hate in it. Don't attack Mutahar. Like, I actually loved Mutahar's content as well. Like,
I loved Mutahar's content, but lately I haven't really been watching his video. And like I said earlier, ever since he started focusing on the wrong things about Shadman, I was like getting a little bit annoyed because all of the commentary YouTubers were like talking together on these shows and live streams, and they always had like just the worst takes about like lolly and anime, and I was just like, why? Shut up, just shut up, just stop. You don't know anything about it, you don't understand it.
why I was so upset is because I also liked Mutahar's content. Like, it just like...
See, the way Nux explained some of the lolly stuff and the difference between things, he explained it in a way that a normie would understand. But he gets it. Even though he's not okay with it and he doesn't like it, even though he said himself that he doesn't like it, he explained it in a way that like a normie YouTuber or a commentary YouTuber would probably understand better than they ever did.
Like, seemed like he had fallen so far from what I had ever seen of him. Like, I had assumed that he was a guy, he kind of oozed that idea that he was a guy that really cared about his friendships and everything, and then to see him so blatantly,
he was
pretty much
downward spiral. It was he's in a
well,
pretty
yeah,
bad headspace right now. I
think anybody would react that way. You know, if it affects you, you wanna move on. But you know, if you're talking about Illuminati drama or somebody else's drama, then you farm it.
And it's...
Well, and that's what I'm super curious about. Obviously, I don't know Mutahar. He didn't fucking call me and like have a conversation or anything of the sort. So this is all just speculation from... Okay, guys, I'm the perspective
and you know... I know he speaks to Mutahar a lot because I remember when I was researching the Vshoujo video, when the whole Vshoujo thing was going on, he was asking the opinion of Mutahar a lot. So I think they are like in contact behind the scenes. There's different levels of friendship, especially with people that collab online. There's people that like you only ever like collab together on stream, you don't talk in DMs. There's like the level that's like even lower than that, where you interact with each other on Twitter, but you've never spoken privately. And then there's the people that you just it's like the full package, where you speak to DMs, you've collabed with, but you're not super close. And then there's just the max level of friendship, where it's like you could hit them up anytime, you can talk about anything, and you collab on stream together. And I have a feeling like there were more there. It's kind of like, you know, like I could call Nuzagi or Parrot right now and maybe one of them would pick up. You know, I'd feel comfortable just bringing them on stream anytime. Oh, you're evil, Ira. But it's okay, we're all villains here. At this point, the only way many will accept from Nux would be for him to repair Taiga, publicly admits his hypocrisy, and endorse anime gatekeeping. He's not gonna do that now. Why doing it now after so much time has passed would be like throwing another round of oil on the fire. If something had to be done, it had to be done in the moment or when the discussion was alive back then.
Person outside looking in right now, and I see something like that, and this isn't something that just comes from Mutahar. This is something I see happening in content creation in general. People are so quick to make content out of fucking backstabbing. Like, they want to get the multi-camera angle vision of them shanking somebody in the back and then twisting the blade and then kicking them into the grave.
I do appreciate the entertainment of a nice backstabbing now and again. But
You're the one that's always getting backstabbed.
Sometimes it's a little too close to home, you know? Listen, I'll make videos on other people's downfalls. I guess I should make videos on my own at some point, right?
Yeah, at this point, you might as well just start farming your own content.
I mean, that's what we're literally doing right now.
Yeah, hey. But my point is, it breaks my brain. When that came up, when that video came up, the first thing I thought is,
well, the first thing I thought was, holy shit, banger title. That was the first thing I thought.
Post not clarity. Yeah. That kind of did hit hard.
The second thing I thought, it was like 38 minutes long. That was the second thing that I thought. And I was like, wait, this isn't distancing. This is more.
That was a full Breaking Bad episode right there. He went full Breaking Bad.
38 minutes.
But my
point is, the third thing that I thought was, fuck, you wore the Sonichu medallion. Oh, it's over. It's over.
See, I don't know that reference, actually.
Okay, no, you're not missing out. Moving on.
Okay. Like, so here's the thing though. When I saw that, I was like, why is this not a conversation that began with him calling you? Like, is the world so fucking different nowadays? Because back in my day, now I've had many back in my days, but back in my day, when you have a problem with one of your friends, or key point, somebody who is supposed to be your friend, you give them a phone call.
That's
and you
Hermes,
say, hey, bitch,
right?
I'm pissed at you. We need to talk this out one way or another. Like, we have a conversation. And the candidness is something you get rewarded as being a friend with somebody. Usually friends have that certain level of candid where you kind of
I think it was the, oh shit, I clicked on something, my bad. Fuck, we're gonna have to find the timestamp again. It was that one clip of Michi or Matara discussing, and they said that, you know, if you're really friends with somebody, you don't call them out in public, but you know, you reprimand them in private. When you reprimand somebody, it shouldn't be in public, it should be in private. And I totally agree with that. It was Michi, yeah. Okay.
He was
pretty
on a
much
downward spiral. It was he's in a, I think, pretty bad headspace right now, and it's.
Well, and that's what I'm super curious about. Obviously, I don't know Mutahar. He didn't fucking call me and like.
That was like 38 minutes long. That was the thing in this hypothetical scenario. And someone on Reddit calls me Jeffrey Epstein and then calls Mutahar Ghislaine Maxwell, his partner in crime. Right? When you see that, it hurts. It hurts. You don't want to talk to the Jeffrey Epstein in this analogy, which is, by the way, slanderously despicable. Because dog, I shit posted online. Okay. Yeah. The funniest thing is, like, people are there's this one clip of Turkey Tom saying he was uncomfortable that I showed him a dog hentai. I did not. That was not a hentai that I showed Turkey Tom. That was something that everyone was talking about because it was an anime that aired on national television. That was not a hentai. That was fucking...
Turkey Tom was uncomfortable? Come on, Turkey Tom. I thought you were based. Dog hentai. Shit. We shouldn't show them the tentacle hentais. Or is tentacle hentai, like, more accepted?
Disturbing, and everyone talks about it.
Yeah. Well, and here's another fucking issue I have, like, in that statement.
Yeah.
I have never been in a situation where I never felt like if you legitimately did something that was uncomfortable to me, I have never felt that I couldn't express that to you. Like, I've never felt that I couldn't be like, hey, Nux, you crossed a line. Like, don't involve me in that.
This isn't in my videos, obviously, but in almost every single one of my videos, even when I spring shit on people on purpose, I always ask them, are you comfortable with me including this in the video? Are you comfortable with being in this video? Are you comfortable with this topic? Yeah. I know the topics are surprises in the videos. The way I used to record these collabs, or I would get a bunch of people together, and I would mention the topic of the video. And...
Turkey Tom cheating on his girlfriend shamelessly. He didn't cheat on his girlfriend shamelessly. He said he's cheated before and he's been cheated on. There's a difference.
And I would be like, oh God, like the topic is crazy. I sprung it on them. And then almost every single time I would ask people, are you comfortable with this?
He made that video with the dog girl and that was hilarious. So I'm surprised, like, you know, you don't think he's the kind of person to be shocked by things, and then he got shocked by that.
I have a safer one in reserve just in case. And then people would say they're okay with it, and then we would proceed. Obviously, that part would be cut out of the video because that's not entertaining. But almost every single time, I would actually ask people if they're comfortable with it. And I remember there was one time that I actually did have to use the reserve because one of the people was not comfortable with the topic, and I therefore did change it. I can tell you who and when after the podcast. I don't want to. Start anything, but that did happen. So it's not like I obfuscated and hid shit and manipulated and I mean, I think the reason why Mood is getting so much backlash is because this is all public. Like, I never lied about it.
I don't know what dog hentai he's talking about.
I mean, this is kind of a reflection more on Muda than anything else at the end of the day. Like, I just don't understand.
In case of an investigation, I just want to say that I have no connection with the dog hentai affiliated group.
Why? Somebody who has been in the gaming sphere.
Oh, it's not hentai. Okay.
Trust me, I've been in the gaming sphere for a very, very, very long time. Is so thin-skinned over some Reddit post. Like, get off social media. Like, honestly, I hope in that conversation you had with him, he has acknowledged the root of the problem. And that's that social media is designed nowadays to literally get you to be angry. Perpetually. Like, it wants you to feel bad. It wants you to spiral. It wants you to be angry because that keeps you, it hooks you in. Like, there's literally research going on about the fucking mental effects and how bad this shit is. Fucking get off social media if you can't handle it. But at the end of the day, he literally allowed somebody online to
it's not a dog hentai. It's an anime. The main character's mind transferred to a dog, which got picked up by his crush who likes animal and shows her emotions. And it's kind of etchy. Okay.
Him so much that he couldn't even give you the courtesy of a phone call first.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't think most people would be able to understand what it's like, and I don't want to say this from like a high horse position. But people don't know what it's like to get shit on by thousands of people online. I don't think the human brain is designed for that, and I don't think evolution reached that point yet, that people are ready for that. And I agree. Oh, you're thin-skinned. You should... Look, I have been getting hate for a very, very long time. Literally, as long as I've been on the internet, I've been getting hate because I'm a troll. I'm a fucking internet troll. I've been trolling people.
But everybody gets hate on the internet. Everybody.
Mutahar.
I mean, it's true that it's very easy for us to brush it away and just be like, oh, you know, get tough skin. You're getting one guy. You're getting one guide. But none of us have been, you know, flamed at this level yet. There's levels to it too. Yeah. It's true that it's hard sometimes to deal with, and that you can't completely be okay with it, but there is ways to navigate around it and to just, you know, you kind of learn to live like a functional life, no matter what, you know, negativity you receive online.
Troll, okay?
But he still
it's really about not letting them invade your personal space, your personal peace of mind.
Topics in like really dark topics in themes. You are, unless he's only scrolled like the top 10 of his thing, there is 100% chance that there is somebody in those things that is like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? This shit is fucked up.
Obviously, that is the case.
I'll add too about the taiga thing, because I know you guys are talking about it in chat, that taiga knows about the Mutahar video, but he felt like the video was lame, and that Mutahar totally dropped the ball as well. Even with everything that happened between him and Nux, he also thought what Mutahar did was scummy, and I think that's very telling.
And look, I'm not... obviously, he shouldn't have made the video. I'm not defending him or his choices. I'm just saying that mentally, it does fuck with you.
Yeah, well, and listen, Nux, I do want to make clear, like, you're a good guy. You care about your friends. You care a lot about your friends. And it's okay that you're like taking this position because you still care about Mutahar. I'm sure you do. But I care about you, so I'm going to be pissed because that stuff pisses me off so much. Not just in your particular circumstance, in the circumstance in general. Everybody's been betrayed. Everybody's had a friend that they've cared for, that they've, you know, loved, not been in love. I think people love their friends. I really do. So like, you have that friend that you care for, you love them, and they're just a part of their life. And then all of a sudden some outside fucking force comes in and influences that person, and in some fucking crazy scenario in their head, they get it twisted and they forget like all the good times that they've had with you, all because of one Joe Schmo bullshit situation.
Hermes is pretty
and then
cool
they can't even
so
give you
far.
courtesy of like a phone call. Like, I think everybody can relate to that.
Everything you're describing is very relatable and cool, but
she's wholesome.
unlike some other situation where someone gets backstabbed and therefore they are arch nemesis, I completely forgive Mutahar for this shit.
Yeah.
Obviously,
of course
I
you
don't want
do.
him to be sent his way. Obviously,
of course you do.
He is my friend, and
yeah.
Like,
obviously
if this was a rom-com, she's totally falling for Nux.
Fucking awful situation. For me.
I mean,
you guys are watching too much anime, and so am I, because now I'm like, you know, in animes, when like even the villains, like when the heart of the protagonist is like pure enough and like strong enough, they like even convince the villains to like to join their side, you know, or they make them see the light. And so you're a little bit nicer to everybody. And like when you watch too much anime, like everybody becomes like an anime trope, and you're like, oh, everybody's got their backstory, you know.
Yeah.
True. But I think you can channel all of this negative energy and unite against Hassan. No, that was a joke.
I'm gonna get.
I was kidding.
Hassan's gonna look at me next. He's gonna be like, "She's barely blossomed. She's a seedling. Attack my people."
No, he's not gonna do that. Okay? He's He's never gonna mention me because he can't do anything to me. Probably. I mean, our audiences are different. But the example I gave Muta about like random comments online, I was like, all right. If you're gonna take every comment online seriously, like some guy calls you a pedophile and then you start thinking you're a pedophile, like you know, people use crazy shit online. So I use the Nazi analogy first in regards to myself. Like people calling me a Nazi has got to be the most ironic shit in the universe. Like here I am talking to my grandfather, Holocaust survivor, and people are calling me a Nazi when I grew up on Holocaust stories. Like that's not gonna fucking do shit to me. I mean, it's not gonna make me start thinking I'm a Nazi, obviously. Right. But the crazy thing is, you know, the mainstream media calls Trump voters Nazis. That's over 50% of the American population. If you're gonna take every insult online and labeling online seriously, then holy fuck, you're surrounded by Nazis.
Well, that's the thing, like, just, and this is another thing that kind of blows my mind. Yeah, this is another thing that kind of blows my mind, is the fact that everybody, and I don't think it's literally a surprise to no one nowadays, but words really have lost a lot of their meaning, especially because of social media. People have been dropping, like, they drop pedophile, they drop fucking Nazi, they drop, I mean, hey, Nux, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm a female, I tend to play video games. I have heard every single kind of rape comment that you can even imagine and beyond. Yeah, it's because... yeah, and that's because I'm actually good at a video game. Imagine with like and like, that's my thing. Like,
let's 1v1 in League then.
To literally anybody online, except apparently Mutahar, because why? Like,
I think it. She's really wholesome with him. I've never watched her content, but she's really sweet.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I am shocked.
She's like the supportive friend, you know.
Look,
that all.
Pretty bad. It's a pretty bad thing. All right, it's a pretty bad thing. All said, it's a pretty bad thing.
That should have been a phone call. That should have been an adult conversation. That should have been a phone call.
Video was, this should have been
Oh yeah, you're a gamer? Name at least 10 video games. It's like that. Oh yeah, you listen to metal? Name me at least 10 metal groups. I'm joking.
Email. That was the top comment on his video.
Well, yeah, it should have been an even. Dude, his freaking entire comment session was shredding the ever-living crap out of him. Quite frankly, I agree with like literally everybody in it. It literally should never have been brought into public. It should have been a adult conversation. Literally call you.
Oh yeah, you read. Name 10 YouTube thumbnail titles.
I'm having.
No, it can't be books anymore. No one reads books. They read headlines.
Never in any of my 2 years. By the way, everybody, I've known this motherfucker, and holy shit, like, I have never, ever felt like I couldn't just tell you something. Like, much to your dismay, I'm sure, at times, when you wake up to 100+ messages. But, like, I tell you when I'm pissed off. I tell you how I feel about things. And I tell you when I'm in a good mood. Like, and...
10 metal group is super easy. Metallica. Limp Bizkit. All right, I'll lose. Never mind.
There's in those moments where I'm actually upset, or I'm upset at you specifically for something you've did, you have a conversation back with me. Like, there's never been a doubt in my mind that I couldn't have an adult conversation with you.
The irony is, and I'm comfortable to say this because I know it's true, but the irony is, unlike a lot of other people, I'm not like sitting here terrified that some shit's gonna leak. Because I literally have never sexted anyone online ever in my life. Forget minors. People. I have never sexted anyone. All right?
Don't lie to them. I just sent you the most beautiful...
No, that's... You sending shit to me is not the same thing. I do not reciprocate. Vixen.
Yeah, she doesn't really look like a Hermes, though. I think her Hermes, like, should be blue with, like, a white toga. A drapey white, like, robe. And have some blue elements and some wings. He also has, he's the god that has, like, the sandals with the wings on them. Or usually portrayed that way.
You should have seen the ERP I sent him recently. Oh my gosh, that would have been a bestseller.
Just kidding, it's not real. It's fake. Anyway,
I bet. So, guys, no, hold on, guys. Important break. A break from all the shit.
She's a little bit like steampunk.
I'm gonna leak some DMs, guys. Nux admitted that he's my sub. He's submissive to me. He's straight up
subscription to her on Twitch.
Oh, that kind of sub. I thought he was like bottom energy.
Nope.
That is
you don't
not
need to add that context.
Okay, moving on.
That's absolutely.
Obviously, the irony is the entire internet. When this shit broke, I think everyone kind of understood this to be the same thing as I do.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as rationally as I do, but you know.
Or as I caveat.
Except for Keemstar, who insinuated I'm a pedophile. You can't make
as big.
Shit up.
Wait, Keemstar said that?
I knew it. Check his hard drive.
Yeah, I love this guy. He just keeps winning, Keemstar.
Caveat is not many people would look at it as big-hearted as you. I would declare that I am the rational person here. I think you should be upset, but
maybe
you're
I was
not,
upset
because
maybe I was upset for hours. Hours,
honestly.
Maybe I was fuming and debating what kind of video I should make to retaliate. Debating whether I should just completely debunk every point or only take the high road, and maybe I shouldn't do anything. And honestly, thank God Muta deleted the video and called me, or I don't know. Maybe we'd have a different ending to this story.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
That was old drama? Okay,
I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of DMs.
I was really upset, guys.
A lot of DMs. What did I answer? You sent me like a whole fucking wall of text, and I'm like, lol.
Yeah, you literally said,
Mucho texto.
Bro, I come in here, I'm like fuming. I'm like, oh, I was like, have you seen this? I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was a roller coaster, because it started off like tame, because I like you see the title and you're all like, all right, what am I getting into? Like, oh yay, some other person is trying to fucking backstab.
Yeah, you know
Nux.
it's
Great,
bad
wonderful.
when Rev's on Nux side. Well, Rev at least is consistent in the stuff he believes in, even if it's against somebody that he doesn't like. So I respect that.
What's this about? So like it starts off tame, and then I like watch it, and literally you can like see the parts in the fucking video I'm getting to, because I'm like, my text is getting bigger, the walls of text, the lines are getting longer, like the novel is being made real time, bro. And then he comes in, he like wakes up from fucking masturbating or whatever the fuck he does in bed, and then he was like, LOL. Like, I was like,
eye squint.
What do you mean, LOL? Have an opinion here. Have a feeling here. React, please.
Yeah, so it was a very stressful moment. Not the first time I've had a similar situation, but I am grateful Mutahar is, I think, a much better person than the people who have backstabbed me in the past.
We'll fucking see. I mean, because like, here's the fucking issue here. This is the big, well, okay, I have a whole wrapping ball of big issues. It's a fucking rubber band ball of issues at this point. He did these things.
So one thing that I do want to say, like, also to be clear, I know Muta definitely didn't say this in the video, but the video's impression is saying Nux is a pedophile, right? If he's saying I'm not a pedophile because I didn't know what Nux was doing, what does that imply? And like I got some good pedo comments already rolling in. So
I'm
the
sure
video
you
was
will.
only up for what, like 7-8 hours or something. And
well, this is my big. This is another
trending on YouTube and on Twitter, and people were going.
Yeah.
You know,
this is a facet that really, like, this is the other facet that really starts, like, is grinding my gears here. Like, people fucking do these content, like, hit pieces, trying to destroy people. I mean, it's not just limited to you. There's other people that obviously get them too. Like, but the point is, these hit pieces come out, and then they're like, oops, I'm sorry. And then they bring it down. And that's okay. That's good. That's fine and dandy. But they But the problem with this scenario, this whole strategy, is the damage is fucking done. You put it online. People have downloaded that. People have saved that. They're going to clip it out of context. They're going to spin their own fucking story.
I'm a pragmatic individual, okay? And the way I see this shit is, okay, it's done. It's in the past. Now what? So from the perspective of someone that has already dropped the Mutahar Nux hit piece video, whatever, he took it down, he apologized. What else is he supposed to do?
Make another fucking video. I firmly believe that if you drag this into the public perception, if you bring your community into it and you take the fucking shot, then you need to grow a pair and then do the resolution video. Mutahar should say, hey, Nux, would you like to come on my channel? I would like to talk about this. Like, what I did was really wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I want to show to my community that this is getting resolved. And I would like it if you were there.
Make him go for the triple humiliation combo. Make the first bad idea video, then make the bad idea community post admitting the video was an over emotional reaction to reading Reddit threads, and then after saying multiple times that you will never be friends with Nux again, make the resolution video. Flora Nova, thank you for the 10 gifted sub. Thank you so much. It's huge. This Mutahar ego will never recover after this. He might do it. It'd be absolute cinema.
And then it's on you if you say yes or no at the end of the day.
But honestly, he dig his own grave by making such a final statement over and over again. He did this to himself.
But I'm a big proprietor of Step one, all this shit should have been solved like adults privately to begin with, but the moment that you decide to make a huge ass fucking video and release it into the world, which people will download, people will save, they're gonna clip out of context,
Full
the damage is done.
The moment he uploaded the video, I downloaded it because I thought he would delete it.
Yeah, like the damage is done, and you're not the only one. Like, damage is done. He needs to now not just push this under the rug. He needs to be an adult and take responsibility for the role he played in this, and he needs to have an adult conversation now publicly, because he made the problem public to begin with, publicly, to at least show.
I mean, he should probably do a follow-up and be like, yeah, we talked and we cleared things and we're good now. I misunderstood what lolly were, and that video wasn't lolly hentai. And honestly, he defamed lollies a lot, so pay up, Mutahar. No, I'm joking. He could do a follow-up. It wouldn't be that bad. I don't know about it. At least a community post, like, hey, we talked, because a lot of people don't know that Mutahar apologized to Nux. And now, because this is on Nux channel, only the people that are part of this audience and the people curious about the drama will know about it. I don't know if, like, Mutahar's audience will know about it.
Show his community.
You're arguing morals here, okay?
Yes,
yeah,
I
burnt toast.
I argue that there's something. Let me try to put this.
Oh, he can do a follow-up.
Again, I do think that definitely that would be very cool and pog and appreciated and all that thing. As an outside perspective, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'm sure comments are going to be saying this anyway. So glad that I can talk about it from the outside perspective.
You're welcome. I'm amazing.
Think that. But the way I always viewed like these internet beefs, I always viewed them much more personal. Yes, they're public and ugly, but they're also very personal. And
well, yeah.
I personally,
that's part of the problem.
I personally am not demanding that. So I
of course you're not demanding that.
Necessarily need that. If I apologize to someone privately and they accept my apology, I don't know if I need to do a public flagellation if they don't want me to or expect me to.
Well, yeah, but still him, even, like I said though, him offering it to you and you saying no is a whole other like thing. That's like fine because like you can have those feelings and everything like that, but
this is going to be whatever. The more it's dragged out, the worse it'll be for Muta, and that's sucks. Again, I have moved away from a lot of collabs because I personally don't like when my friends get hate because of it sucks.
Guys,
it's really annoying. I don't mind when people shit on me, dude. Like the Jaden Animation stuff is hilarious. That, oh god, he reacted to a Jaden Animations video? He's parasocial. Dude, that shit's awesome. Okay? That's hilarious. Okay, so I gave Muta this analogy. I'll say this too. Like where my headspace was at with like this kind of thing. Okay, so I never said this in a video, but this was very funny. So I was in Israel, and I opened my phone and I'm looking at like the Jaden Animations cancellation tweets. Nux reacted to a Jaden Animations video. He's parasocial and probably a stalker, right? Like, 100,000 likes. And I'm like, oh shit. And then a siren goes off that a missile is coming, and I have 60 seconds to get to a bomb shelter. And I go to the bomb shelter. And while I'm in there, I open my phone, and my phone was on the Jaden post. I was like, this does not matter. I was like, wow, this is the most irrelevant shit in the universe.
Jeez.
Well, look at that.
It really puts things into perspective. And not to get into too many details.
Impending death will do that.
I do appreciate my audience a lot, the people that watch my videos.
Yeah.
I didn't know he lived in Israel at the moment. Oh, so he operates from Israel? Which is worse, the Vishoja thing or this? Shit, I don't know. That's a what do you guys think, chat?
My family, I appreciate like the people that are important in my life. These are the
I don't know an answer. I bounced it back to chat. I deflected.
Whose opinions about you matter. The random guy on the internet that calls you a pedophile.
Oh, he's visiting.
Fuck that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying, that's why I take my stance.
By
because
the way, Mutahar is a friend of mine.
That's my point.
And
Mutahar is your friend, and that's why I take my stance.
Tense. And I know he felt really pressured into publicly burning his bridge, but he's a friend of mine, and I don't want to add burden onto my friend's shoulders.
Yeah. And literally community, like, Nux literally had a conversation with me regarding the podcast. Like, he gave me a full-blown speech about, like, being, like, to help me understand, quote unquote, like, what it might be like collaborating with you. Like, you care a lot about your friends and, like, their well-being and stuff.
Oh, Hades! What's up?
I respect that. I really do. But I also think, like,
everybody loves Hermes so far. I think she's getting a lot of new fans. Nux lives by a simple ideology. I won't demand an apology from you as long as you don't demand an apology from me. Well, he's a simple-minded person, maybe.
Like, it's not okay for
Mrs.
people to do this to you either. Like,
well, that doesn't mean two wrongs don't make a right. I do expect justice to exist in this world. I love me some chaos.
Her bra is also carrying a lot.
And I love me some justice. I love me some good karma now and again. But when I see someone else wronged, I want things to.
It's good I'm not wearing my eye
so
tracker.
that it makes it right for them. When I am wronged, if I am satisfied, I don't need any flagellation
You're one
going
to talk?
Right?
Yeah, but
like if someone wrongs me and I don't feel and I fucking want them to burn for it, like I'm gonna laugh when they have a downfall. But when someone wrongs me and they for whatever reason, I don't know what kind of mental gymnastics went into making that video.
Zoom in.
But I obviously don't want any
on her or me
or anything to go to Muta's way.
My bra.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And, you know,
like,
the reality
my bra offers a lot of
definitely
support.
It was a 38-minute
but it also
hit piece on
has
me,
a lot of coverage.
And it did more damage to Muta than it ever could to me.
Did it though?
Yes, it did. Yeah, 100% did.
Okay.
Because
I'll take your word for that.
People looking at the situation, they're gonna be like, "Why did he make this video?"
I think if we zoom in on Hermes right now, the chat won't survive this experience. They'll all be like, my chat will go like really silent if I zoom in on her, and then they're all gonna pass out from nosebleed. And I don't want to have that blood on my hands.
Oh, I'm sure a lot, dude. Like I
I'm
said,
not
his
insured
comment
like
section
that.
pretty much embodied pretty much everything I've said so far. Like, it didn't need to be public. Why was it public? He's literally backstabbing his friend over a Reddit comment. Like, everybody in the comments said literally why I'm upset too. Like, and it's just.
So that said, I do think that it definitely did more damage to him than it did to me. So why should I sit here and expect more retribution and shit?
It's not about retribution. Like, that's the thing. It's taking responsibility. And I think that's a thing that a lot of content creators love to skip out on because they think a simple fucking apology text message tweet is enough. Like, again, I said, people should be adults and just talk about this shit in a private setting, a fucking phone call, all right? It shouldn't be that complicated. But people get it, like content creators get it in their head to bring it out into the public. The moment you bring it out into the public,
who's the steampunk girl? It's Hermes from the agency Mythos, and yeah, she does have a little bit like steampunk retro aspect, but she's actually like the messenger of the gods. Hermes. They're all based on like Greek mythology stuff, gods and goddesses.
Responsibility if you fucking backpedal.
On principle, I agree with you. I really do. I swear, I agree with you. And this is the logic I would use as an outside commentator. But when I was the one that was in this position, and I am someone that's wronged, I feel like...
Shameless plug. Y'all should vote Mythos for Rising Order of the Vtuber Awards. Voting closes tomorrow. Oh my god, it closes tomorrow? I thought the award show was on the 7th. Yeah, I guess it makes sense it closes earlier. Yeah, go vote for Mythos, guys.
It's fair for me to decide how it should be made right.
Well, but again, I said,
I don't need a big public ukulele apology.
I mean, the thing is, no one in those kind of drama, no one is free of harm. Like, even though Nux is the victim there, I bet there's 1,000 people shit-talking him. Like, there are people shit-talking him in the chat right now, because when you're involved in a controversy like that, even if you are like the victim in that one situation, all the disagreeable thing people believe you've done or that you have done in the past are all going to resurface again. It's all going to be part of the conversation because people never separate things anymore. Like, everything's always just conflated together. Everything's always grouped together.
No, I'm not saying that you should. You shouldn't go and like demand an apology or anything.
So I understand why he says it's for Mutahar, but I suspect it's also a little bit for him. It's also probably a little bit for him. He's like, no, it's fine. You know, I don't want people to talk about me online more than they already do.
An apology.
That's what I'm saying.
I got the private one. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. I recognize that not everyone is as cynical and stoic as me when it comes to random bullshit online. I am much more into the personal shit than the online shit. Okay?
Imagine being
behind the scenes.
Imagine being a content creator for 10 years. I wonder if the shape of your brain changes, or you like different part of your brain like Does it affect your brain in a different way? It probably does. I've barely been in this for like a year and a half now, and I feel like I've grown like I feel like I'm old. I'm like 100 years old.
Dramas, for the most part, brewing and shit like that.
I am his massive behind the scenes drama.
You're gonna be such a headache in a couple of years when you stab me in the back.
I'm liking Hermes a lot more now. Every 2 seconds, somebody in chat asks, "Who's the girl? Who's the girl?" We're gonna have to make a comment.
Yeah, and look,
there might be a Hollywood movie.
Markiplier has discussed this, really?
I think everyone does.
I'd be interested in watching that.
We do our best to move forward. We could keep digging up 3-year-old dramas, or we could, have fun on the internet and make fun of other idiots instead of ourselves.
Yeah. Listen,
look, I'm not trying to win this debate with you because I don't think this is a debate per se.
No, it's not a debate.
You're coming at this from the perspective of an onlooker. I'm coming at this from a perspective of a friend, of somebody in a really bad headspace right now.
By the way, who's the guy with Hermes?
This is more like
Headspace for a good couple of hours. I was thinking
of
all
course
the
you
worst
were.
things. But right now,
okay,
I'm okay. And I don't think
this is how
as okay.
Hagrima when? Well, I like to think I still have a few more years, before I get to the hack status. But thank you for the compliment. I'm afraid to check my brain. What if I found a shaped like hentai doujin book now? It'd be an NTR book for you, Kawasa.
This is how the hierarchy is working. This is how the hierarchy is working. You are looking at this as Muta is your friend. You care about him. You've always cared a lot about people, like your friends around you, and how your reputation could hit them. I know, because I'm probably one of the newer quote unquote friends in your like friend circle. And I know from just personal experience how many times you've just talked to me to try to like forewarn me. And I was like, oh, you sweet summer child. I played COD mod lobbies. Like, oh, you're cute. But like, so I know you care. I know you care a lot about your friends, and you're like how you're very self-aware. Here's the other thing. I'm coming at this not from just purely an outsider looking in, but I'm coming at this from your friend. I get it. I do. You're
Who's the
friend,
horse blocking Hermes? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm blocking the girl. I'll block Nux instead. I feel like you guys will be less upset by that.
Your friend. And what Mutahar did was brutal. So I'm worried about you. Of course I'm worried about you. I care about you. And you care about Mutahar. So I'm like,
send me an email.
Yes, you need like don't worry, I did send you the text message. But like, so like, no, this isn't a debate. This isn't me trying to bastardize Mutahar, because I still want you to be like, I still want you to care about your friend and everything. And this is not me trying to tell the internet to rise up a fucking pitchfork and do any crazy attacks or anything. Like, I thought Mutahar was a cool person. As you know, I was trying to blackmail you to get onto friggin' Some Ordinary podcast, because I thought, like, the dynamic between you, Oompy, and...
By the way, another bombshell, speaking of the Some Ordinary podcast, and I have been silent about this for unironically months. The Some Ordinary podcast ended because of a ownership dispute between Muta and a management company. That is why it ended.
He did talk about
that in his new video, in his Nux Hit piece. He brought that up. I never said it because I didn't want to smear Muta. I didn't want to smear the fucking company that he worked with. I didn't want to smear anybody. I was literally not talking about it. But the result of that was people thinking that the podcast was shut down purely because I had a connection with Shadman.
Yeah.
You know what? That didn't actually click for me. So he kind of tanked a hit by not being able to talk about it. People thought that he got kicked, and it looked worse on him. I get it.
So thrown under the bus for that as well. And I didn't talk about it because, well, what am I going to say? I didn't want to throw anyone else under the bus because of the dispute shit. The ownership thing. So I didn't bring anything up, and it ended up months of that festering. You know, Muta said one thing, and then he said the other thing. He did come out to say that is not true, but, like, again, I feel very quick to be thrown under the bus for things.
Well, and that's exactly, like, that's what's pissing me off.
Because,
like,
it's not the first time. I've been thrown under the bus before. This is
that doesn't make any time okay. Like, you're a human being. Like, and here's the thing that also irks me so fucking much. And again, I don't know fucking Mutahar's life. Like, I have legitimately, because I can usually rationalize stuff and I don't usually get extremely emotional, I've usually become the object of people's backlash, like my friends' backlash, when they're having a really bad day.
I just think it's lame that, like, Mutahar bended the knee to the internet mob when, like, his whole mantra is basically that he doesn't vibe with cancel culture and all this shit. You know what I mean? And he says what he has to say. That's why he's a good source of opinion, because he's, like, you know, non-biased, and he's like his opinions were good. That's why people listened to him, because apart from like his research, the rest of his videos were not like it's not storytelling, it's not, you know, there's no like amazing editing. It was really just for his opinion that people listened to him. And now it's like, well, why would I? It's just, I feel like it destroyed a lot of his brand and a lot of like the weight that he had behind his words, at least for me.
Really bad week. It's very easy to backlash on me because I'm very much like, yep, tell me how you feel. Like, what's up? Like, and they can let it all out. They can all vent it. And they know that like the next day I'm like, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, whatever, let's play a video game. Like, it doesn't matter.
That's why I picked you to be the co-host of this weekly rant session.
Yeah, I know, it's therapy at this point.
True,
but
true.
What seriously irks me though, Mutahar, if you're watching this, something that bothers me about what you did too, is you completely disregarded the idea that when you were enduring your online hate, you literally made it sound like Nux doesn't endure hate. Like, do you not listen to him? Do you not, like, obviously you don't pay attention to his content, you made that clear in your video. Nux gets a tremendous amount of hate, and a lot of that hate can be easily resolved if Nux didn't care about his friends. Like, you keep so much close to your vest. Trust me, internet, I've tried to pry into all kinds of the Nux drama. Oh, baby.
You don't understand.
I have wanted all the private details.
Mutahar is a much bigger channel than me, which on the one hand is really scary because I thought my career might have been over. I saw that video drop. I thought I might not have a job. That was the first, that was something else that I thought at the time. That was a little stressful. But so when that happened, that was crazy. But also, Muta's much bigger than me. He gets a lot more hate than I do. That's just, I mean, or at least proportionally speaking, that would be true. Yeah. I do think I get a very disproportionate amount of hate for my size. Like, I think I have more haters than fans, honestly, because I fucking annoy them so much. But I mean,
but you also have like, you have like
to be taken out of context. And I'm like, you know,
you have like like on the flip side though, you have like okay, close your ears comment section. I don't need you guys thinking that I have like a fucking heart or anything. Like, but your community is probably one of the most chill communities. Like, your core community. Dude, I love them. Like, I don't ever see them, regardless of all the like hate and stuff. Usually, like, when you see somebody getting hate, like the community is like compelled to like go to war and all this other stuff. Like, your community is some of the most chill people where they're just like, we don't want to hate on behalf of Nux.
They're so fucking good. They're so
Thank you,
good.
React.
Like, you don't understand how easily they roll with the punches. Like, when I get canceled for that Jaden thing, like, he
in the
reacted
corner
to
chair
video. He's a stalker. Like, my community.
What's that reference for?
Just being like,
like the
very
cock
excited
chair?
for the next video where Nux and Jaden tackle a specific topic. Did Nux and Jaden just finish going to the bathroom? Like, they're gonna, you know, fucking. Those are the jokes that they start making.
Yeah,
like they play into the fucking memes of it all.
And not in any, and it's amazing because it's like in not any malicious kind of way or anything. They just literally roll with the punches. They have a good time with it.
And
like,
also,
it's
they
not.
can disagree with me. They're not, at least from my perspective, they're not like.
Well, don't give them too much free will. Yeah, don't give them too much.
I don't want them to disagree with me. I want them to be good little tyrannid soldiers, but unfortunately,
there you go.
No, but honestly, and I love this. People do reach out to me every once in a while, like my mods. They'll say that we noticed that like this, we don't agree necessarily, and I'm like, I hear this is my point, and they're like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Like, I literally had this conversation with someone yesterday, where but whatever. So I'm very, I think I really am grateful for my community, and I think Moon has a great community as well. Because if they were just a hive mind, they would have all just come for me instead of actually.
Oh yeah,
talking
absolutely.
rationally. And I think that is a community that will support Mutahar in the future if he decides to, you know,
stop listening to Reddit. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Like even like seeing, like, I know obviously I was like laying it on thick with the whole like shredding thing, which I mean they did.
I'm a fan of Nux and I disagree with him very frequently. Lol. 40k mansion. Whoop. There's a lot of 40k fans in the chat.
But it was the kind of shredding that was very, very good because it wasn't just like bastardizing him for the sake of bastardizing him.
Right,
a lot of the comments
in the comment section calling him a pedo Nazi, right?
Yeah, they literally.
The comment sections were like, it was very, I think, rational criticism in general.
Yeah, they were. It was criticism that stemmed from like actually being concerned. Like literally when you see somebody do something like that, you're like, hey, dude, like you crossed a line. Like, it's kind of what I would expect out of my friends, right? Like, I'm unhinged. I'm batshit crazy. Like, the whole clinical list. And
unhinged?
Yeah, I would sometimes, once a week at least. And like, but it is that kind of like reaction I would expect out of like my friends or something, where when I do really, really cross the line, like even for me, they say, hey, listen, like, come back to us. Like, you really cross the line. And, you know, that's what I want to build my community to be like, too. Like, obviously, I, like, focus on horror gaming and all that other stuff, but I would love to have a community that, you know, we can have fun, we can roll with the punches, because I'm sure people are going to hate me. Like, it's not a big deal in my book, and I don't want my community to be upset or anything over that, but I do want them to hold me accountable, too. Like, if I, you know, do something really fucking stupid, I want them to, you know, feel like they can have a
ramen are
voice
you
in
making,
being like,
Hades?
yeah, you know, you really, you know, when I inevitably backstab you, I would like them to be like, either, I would either like them to be like, damn, that was a AAA movie right there, or, you know, hey, maybe you should reel it back, like that was a little too psychotic, you know.
Yeah,
so I
think is, like, I know that we're discussing this, basically we were scheduled to record this like right after this all happened. I'm sure that all the commentary channels are gonna go like make their rounds with this shit, probably gonna flame both of us, to be honest, because that's
probably
par for the course, I suppose. I mean,
well, anybody, as you're flaming me, I'd like you.
Wait, that sounds way better than like the bulldog ramens that I just shove in my pan and
to know that I do horror gaming over at my YouTube channel.
No, I
so
meant
anybody
both of us,
who's
me and Muda, like,
oh,
that's what I meant.
Oh, my bad. Oh, that was kind of narcissistic of me, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but to be honest, whatever. I just like it's sad because I'm not planning on making this whole big debunking video for different claims. I know people are gonna take Muda's things about like the taiga situation, the Shadman situation, like at face value, which I don't blame them for. Muda normally very much has his ducks in a row, but like these situations were not told honestly and fairly.
The
they weren't even like, like, you know, one thing I liked about
the way it made it seem like Shadman said it's a little too middle school in like his response to somebody tagging me, and it made it look like too middle school was talking about, you know, children in his fucking porn, right? Too middle school, that sounds pretty bad, but in actuality, I was too middle school for Shadman, which is why Shadman didn't want to like collab with me.
He was,
like,
yeah, it was like taking a jab at your mentality or your like
Oh.
maturity level.
Like, there were just so many like little things that I
Oh, that's what it was about. I didn't know that. Okay, this is new information. New information coming in hot. I didn't
sit
know
here and
that.
point out and talk about. Like as I watched the video, I was right. I didn't want to watch it more than once. So as I watched,
She
it,
does kind of sound like
on
Sayu, right? Especially at 1.25 speed. She sounds a little bit like
basically
Sayu.
everything that I would disagree with, like as it goes. Like so, if I ever needed to make like this big response video, but I don't plan on doing something like that, and I really hope that my audience doesn't take this because I needed to talk about it because like let's be real here, this is a big situation that people want to know. Dude, my fucking comments and chat and messages and emails are all asking me to cover this stuff. I can't just make believe it didn't happen, but simultaneously I don't want people
I'm sure you have a lot of friends too that are, I mean, I know I was like
friends reached out to me, I could talk to them in private, it's not a big deal.
That's true.
But there are people that watch me and hear me talk about things. Bro, I'm gonna make 10 videos on Mr. Beast, and I'm gonna make a fucking video talking about myself when I'm in the hot seat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And you shouldn't have to, because you don't want to like constantly like have to keep reliving it over and over again either.
I don't feel so. Here's the thing, and I told this to Muda as well. You are not. No one is entitled to your videos. You have no obligation to satiate people. All right? They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. Your videos are free on the internet for anyone that wants them, and you should not feel beholden to other people unless they are. So I told Muda, I said, listen, when you got married, you and your wife promised to take care of each other. That's a contract, okay?
Yeah.
Fucking idiots on the internet. Like, bro, you owe them nothing.
Yeah, well,
he's right about
this
that.
comes from another thing that I kind of see that kind of makes me really sad. It's actually something that really, really makes me sad. It feels like a lot of content creators get really, really big, and in some really weird circumstance, they forget about all the people that care about them that show up for all their videos.
I mean, I'd feel like... Oh, it depends. There's some people that don't give a shit at all if, like, they could say everything in the video could be completely false and they wouldn't care. I think it comes down to what you want to put out there, but generally, like, when there's like a big drama that that breaks on the internet, and if it's on somebody that people believe that I like, or that I am somehow associated with, I will get like pinged, tagged, emailed on my personal email, my non-business email, and also my mythic email is my to cover the drama. But it's like, it's not people that watch my stream. It's never people that like follow what I do, that are interested in what I talk about. It's never those. It's just people that want to see me shit and tear down the one thing they're fixated on hating on right now. And I don't care. I'm not entitled. I don't have to cover a certain topic if I don't want to. I have no obligations, and that's why I never postured myself as like Mutahar does, the whole grandstanding thing. I'm like, no, I'm a super villain. I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want.
And then they hyperfixate on the very small number of people that criticize them.
Well, I think that's almost inevitable. That
Can you drop a hate video about me? Oh, you want to start beef? It's like the infinite money glitch. I make a video on you, you make a video on me, responding to me, then I make another video on you. Equal rent paid. Rent paid, baby. Yeah, we can beef for cloud. Yeah. Hell yeah.
99 of those comments are like, cool video, heart. And one of those comments is, I fucking hate you, you giant Nazi pedo bitch. Obviously, that's the one that's going to stick out in your mind, right?
Yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to relate on stuff like that. I think I've become so desensitized where, like, I would prefer to focus on all the good things, like all the good people, all the people that show up. It's one of the reasons
honestly,
why I avoid X.
I do that. I have a good time. I've left Twitter for a while ago. I basically
Great
just,
choice.
yeah.
I sometimes go on there.
Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys that. But on Twitter, he still has Mutahar at his profile picture. Like, Mutahar wasn't just his best friend, according to him. I think he genuinely looked up to that guy.
There, if I need to look up specific things, like
I literally get like my talent manager will literally have to like link me stuff because he knows I'm not looking at Twitter. He knows I tell my community every single day. I'm like, if you want to get my attention, the best thing you can do is show up in my my stream.
You know what I use Twitter for? Like, I was on stream and I mentioned that Hassan said that baby settlers are valid military targets. Okay, so Hassan said that, and someone was like,
how can you be a baby settler?
And you type in Hassan baby settlers, and then the clip just shows up. Like, that's what I use Twitter for.
Yeah.
Because if anyone is a good compilation of all the most fucked up shit in the universe, it's Twitter.
It's definitely Twitter. Yeah, it's just like, but like, and just, I don't know, man, I just would rather focus
what I do now on Twitter, and it's like the best thing ever, it's I post and then I log off the app. I post and I log off the app, and if a post gets viral, I mute it and then I log off. It's just I try to just post and then leave.
But it's not.
But also, back to the settler thing, how can you be a baby settler? Have you guys ever played like Humankind or Civilization, like 5, 6 or whatever? There's like these settlers, and they're always like old man with a cane, like walking with a stick. I don't know why I'm picturing this. I'm picturing like a baby walking with a stick.
Something that's extremely common though, where I do see that, where people have these great communities that are always showing up for them, and then like,
how can they be
like the few people that are
how can Hassan say that they're valid military target? The babies can't even decide that they're settling. How can they be settlers? It just doesn't make sense. There's so many things about this sentence that don't make sense.
Talking shit seem to cause these kind of situations. Mutahar obviously has 3-point-some fucking million people subscribers, and it's some Redditor that was the domino effect. Like, I don't know. Like,
well, it was a culmination of, I guess, a while of people telling him things about associating with me, and it painted him in his perspective of me in a warped light, I think. And I'm glad I got to talk to him now. And
Rima, the internet is calling you a gooner because of your association with Barrett. They're going to need a 40-minute backstab video. That's the only way to make amends with Reddit, which is super important. Oh yeah, the Reddit, they love me so much there. Oh yeah, there surely hasn't been like a million posts about me with over 1,000 upvotes. I think it's like me, born from in US, from immigrant. Oh, you mean like settler? Oh, okay. That's the kind of settlers they're talking about? Oh, if you live there, you're technically a settler? Is that what they're talking about?
See eye to eye on things, which is nice. And
so they're not actual.
Hate to go his way or my way, I guess. But
yeah, like nobody legitimately wants hate. Like, can we all? Well, okay, you're right. I shouldn't use the word nobody.
It depends where the hate comes from. Okay.
I think the vast majority of people who are just trying to live their day to day are fed up with the hate, man.
Yeah, there's a Rima Reddit, but it's probably just going to be like memes, shit posting, and dude, I need some of you guys to like write, like source out these some TikToks, because the TikToks, some of them go viral, where like outrageous stuff happen, but they never go out of TikTok, and I'm too boomer to use TikTok, so I need you guys' help. I need your youth chat. Use it.
Like,
True,
they just
but
wanna-
you just got to keep seeing it. It's everywhere. Like, how are you
Well,
going to
yeah.
turn off the hate? It's the only thing that trends literally everywhere.
turn off fucking social media. Who
Like,
cares if it
you know,
trends?
like all the Karen's meltdown and stuff, they always happen on TikTok.
Like, what is this thing about trending too? Like, who
No,
cares?
I don't care about trend. I mean, just it's the top of your Twitter feed or your
Yeah.
Reddit thing
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
just
everywhere.
turn off social media.
Especially
It really
like
is.
with politics
Sorry, I
and
was
with
born
wars
too
going on
early
in the
to
world,
help.
with the war in
Yeah.
Israel and with the war in Ukraine and there are more wars. There's a civil war in Syria, and then there's a war in Yemen, and there's a war in the Congo. Like, these things are all going up, and you can't pay attention because there's still other wars that you need to think about first, right?
Yeah.
The divide in America, in the country, in the politics, right? Canada is in like a bit of a shithole right now when it comes to like housing markets and
Oh,
shit.
I wanted to react
You
to
know,
that
like, it's
video.
everywhere. Like, it's just there's so much shitty things that happen. I think it really just keeps sucking people into new shitholes to look at.
I think it's
More crap
draining
in different
people.
places.
Yeah.
And that's why I personally have decided to, you know, kind of divert my content into a more, look, there's shit happening. You can either cry about it or you can laugh about it. And I'm going to try to make you laugh about it. And I just poke fun at all the weird chaos that happens in the world. That's kind of been my
He's
content direction
Canadian.
lately. And I've been enjoying doing lore dives.
The
looking into
curse
good
of Sony
stories.
Shu does strike again.
That
It
content is more, like,
does.
personal.
It
It's for me.
does.
It's like what I like to do. So
Uh-huh.
that's on the
Would
main
you-
channel on Nuxtaku. And,
would you
Chaos
say
is
that-
You know
Slobs.
what? That he's talking about that. I do feel like I want to revamp Rima Investigates into an anime focused channel, but wait, you're Canadian too, Hades? No way. Nux is from French Canada too? No way. No way. No way. No way. Yeah, because I gotta spread the gospel about Blue Exorcist. It's the best anime ever, and no one knows about it here in the West, and I gotta be that person. I have a higher purpose now. Settler is in reference to Israelis who crossed over to the West Bank, becoming source of tensions. They've often embroiled in violence, both as victims and perpetrators. Oh, okay, I see. Thank you, Kawasa. Thank you, Rias. Canada is the 51st state of the US. Oh yeah, somebody told me yesterday that apparently we're like Trump is inviting us to become part of America. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna say yes to that invitation, but we'll go to dinner.
Channel. And
Would you say that?
Blue Exorcist was pretty popular 13 years ago. Yeah, I guess when like it takes, you know, a year for a volume to come out, it does make people lose interest. The thing is, 13 years ago, the story wasn't even that good. It only got good around like, it was good, but it got really fucking good around like chapter 90 to 100-ish. So it took, wait, if she writes one chapter a month and it got good around 100 chapters, that means it took 8 years for the story to get really good. Jesus Christ. And the anime was trash.
Would you say that Hermes?
The anime is now going to start to get into the really good arc, but that's like season 4. It's airing right now. Go watch it if you want. The problem is they released the anime before the manga was over, so they made up a bunch of stuff in season 1, which wasn't part of the manga, and it makes the pace weird because in the manga it's like action, 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 action. It's like first arc, second arc, third arc. Okay, we're setting up all the characters' development, and then the fourth arc is like bing, bang, boom, everything happens. It becomes so intense, so intense.
He's had influence in you going back into lore diving.
I would argue
Are
that you
sure?
had no influence. Yes, it was cool when you said, I like this content of yours, and then you complimented me for about 20 minutes profusely. I do appreciate a good compliment now and again.
That inspired you to rekindle the flames, to rise the torch of lore dives once again, and thus was born the lore dives on Nuxtaku. All because of me.
You think very highly of yourself. Do you know that?
Oh, I do. Oh, I do. I look in the mirror every day and there's nobody.
This is gonna get Hermes so much. I bet she's gonna get a lot of new fans from this.
Than myself. It's actually quite the superpower, actually, because I also do not have a perception of, you know, like power dynamics that happen in people where they like look up and they admire people, or like, you know, they see people like above them and they try to.
9?
I literally almost like wrote half a script on Blue Exorcist already, like going into philosophy and shit. It's like, I'm way too deep, guys. Somebody pull me out. I took a pause off my VTuber videos and I just started writing things.
What?
Aren't you
It's
like
more
4'9"?
It's literally 3'9". All right, get it fucking right.
Right.
I'm literally the hat. My lore is literally the hat. I'm literally a tumbleweed. Like what?
Yeah, and you know who else has a top hat? The guy in Blue Exorcist. That's right. That's the sign of a true gentleman, or gentlewoman in her case.
Yep. I am just a fun-sized ball.
Yeah, all of Vitos is really
narcissism.
laid back and really
it's
chill.
Great to be me, honestly.
Well, I wish everyone had the same self-respect that you do. I think
For myself.
a much better world if that would be the case. And,
Probably definitely
to
not.
everyone that's watching this, I want you to know that there are real life people that care about you, probably, unless your life is pretty fucking awful, in which case I'm sorry. But there are real life people that care about you. And those people are worth so much more than random fucking idiots that just want to tear you down.
Yes.
That don't care about you. So focus on the people that matter, okay? All right?
And seriously, turn off, like, take a break, man. Like, turn off social media if you need to. Like, put your phone down. Like, go outside, touch.
Yeah, but some people genuinely don't have friends outside of the internet. Like, you know, the whole loneliness epidemic things. It's like really easy for people to say, oh, you know, go get friends and stuff. But if you don't have friends that you made like from high school and stuff, then it's really hard to make new friends, especially because there's no more third places where people hang out, right? So it's really hard for people to establish like new connections unless they already had pre-established friend groups. Yeah, or if you're an introvert, or if you live in a rural area where like everybody's, you know, what if you're into anime, you're like this giga otaku, and you live in a rural area where everybody thinks that's weird and shit, and they're completely different from you.
Grass, hug a friend, hug a pet. Yeah, well, I wouldn't go as far as to say
VTubers are my
friends. To Muda. And I firmly think it's a fucking awesome verse. Okay, it's from the Talmud. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna butcher it.
Yeah, it's not impossible. Workplace could work. Yeah.
Beautiful.
True.
Yeah. So basically,
but then
some
people are struggling with finding work. So if you have a job, you're already better off. Like a lot of people, like in my loneliness epidemic video, a lot of the comment section, it was really sad. I actually like teared up reading the comments, so I had to stop and take a step back. But a lot of people were saying that they couldn't even like find a job right now, so much less finding new connections. Oh, come on, not the size queen rumors again.
You try your best to be a pious, good person, so that in the afterlife you'll get all these
My
rewards
accent
and
is
stuff,
French
and you're not
Canadian.
gonna end up in hell and all that stuff. And if God's not real, well, then you're just a pious, good person. Which I think is a pretty fucking awesome line. That's just really good line.
I agree.
In general.
Yeah.
So
I actually
heavily believe I am a pious, good person. I would like at some point to be a pious, good person, and I think I am. I'm trying.
Yeah, you're probably one of the better people I've ever come across.
Priest Nux Arc.
But on a personal level, I try. On a content level, I obviously have a good time at the expense of fucking
Afterlife?
losers. Maybe not the most pious thing I could be doing.
I mean,
but,
listen,
whatever.
you know, there's the whole saying about tolerance and intolerance, you know. So if you're tolerant of intolerance, then the intolerance will pretty much win out. So sooner or later, those who are tolerant need to be intolerant of intolerance.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
Right there. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Listen,
totally.
I put my foot down in places where I think are important, and I honestly, I like my community. I like my content right now.
for what it is. And realistically, I'm very grateful for the people in my life that do matter, and like my real friends.
Am I one of them?
And
the pause, and he avoided the question.
Those people nugs.
Sorry,
Do I
guys,
matter?
we'll wrap it up here. This was...
Am I one of those ladies? You want to tell me how awesome I am? You want to tell me how you wake up and look into a mirror and you see my smug ass face and you're all like, damn, Hermes is amazing. One day I aspire to be so confident in myself as she is confident in herself.
So yeah, so I went through a lot this day.
It was the perfect reaction from Nux. That was funny. That was peak.
Because like
that
realistically,
was funny.
Next time we're doing this, we're gonna be set to record. We're gonna sit down. Fucking Trump is gonna call me, and I'll be like, "Oh God, how do you one up this? How do you one up this?"
Can we just if this starts? Can I just get a 3-way call in these scenarios? Can you just be like, come on?
Not happening.
He only likes her for her.
You can definitely not actually cancel the podcast because it's already infected people that like during live stream. Like they noticed that there wasn't a podcast last week, and so you can't deprive the people of what they want most, which is me.
That's
clearly,
not what
because
they want most.
I'm pretty sure it is. Because the only thing that's different between normal content and this is me. So clearly, the community wants what's different.
I try not to get into too much personal stuff, so hopefully next episode will not be about any of this, and it'll be about like I don't know, misinformation online or something, innocuous like that. I don't know.
I'm trying to have a conversation with him about like storytelling and what it's become in modern era, but he keeps dodging it with all these other important fucking issues. Yeah, so I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to push it towards a more relevant.
For Hermes' sake, no one post any hit pieces about me for at least a week.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and also don't send Muta any hate. I'm saying it again. Okay, it was a bad situation.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll just be in the past. I'm sure the commentary people are just gonna turn this into a whole big thing, but I don't plan on feeling it anymore.
Guilty. But I want to know about Mutahar's point of view now, because now they're friends. He's backpedaling on the Backpedal community post. Did Nux convince him? What does he think about anime? What is now? That just means he's changed his opinion on a lot of things he discussed about in the video. So I'm wondering where he stands now. So I'm very curious about this. So I will be here waiting with my popcorn as usual. He said he's taking a few days break. I wonder if he'll address it. Does he stream? Like, does he live stream? If I go back in stream, is there the deleted Mutahar video? Yes, there is. Just like Asman say, I did not care, so no hate, lol. Asman says that? To what? He does stream? Oh, he rarely streams, okay. Alright, well... Damn, okay, breaking news need to stop happening while I'm streaming. Or who am I kidding? I love when breaking news happen when I'm streaming. Feed me. I'm not convincing anybody. Where was this video with Nux and Hermes? On his second channel, Nuxanor, which is the one he's like using right now. He's not really using the main channel anymore, which I think is sad. He got to 1 million views, then he stopped uploading, and now I think his algorithm's just fucked. Even if he went back to uploading there, I think it's screwed now. It's not shadow banned. No, it's not. No, I don't believe that. People only said that their YouTube channel is shadow banned. They're coping. Trust me, they're coping. He's not making the same kind of videos that he used to do, that used to pop out. He's making collabs with like a bunch of large YouTubers, but people don't really watch like wholesome content like that. They want to be entertained, or they want information. So like his anime deep dives hit the mark way more. Or even if he doesn't do a deep dive, if he just did like top 10 best moment of Bleach, then that would get turbo views, I bet. But now his algorithm's fucked, so I don't even know. If he uploaded there, because he slowed down the pace of his videos, it wouldn't get as much either. I know that's his opinion, and Kenji also said the same, and I like made a bunch of analytical research on the Kenji thing, and he also wasn't shadow banned. It's just that there was another Kenji at the same time that was going through a divorce, and that bumped him down in the research. Well, Kurziden, that's not how YouTube works. It was also that time when YouTube, like, yes, YouTube is buggy and stuff, but it just unsub you from shadows when it just fucks up on YouTube side. Yeah, people even said I was shadow banned because they didn't get a notification for my new video. That's not how it works. YouTube is buggy. It will unsub you. It will delete random comments, even those that are not held for review. And it will not, only like 70% of the notification bells go through. 30% of them don't even go through, and YouTube gives you the statistic. Like if I check right now, I can check how many people got notified, and YouTube tells you that like it failed the notification on a bunch of people. Yeah, I remember when Kiara's channel got nuked. I mean, listen, no one has the true insight on YouTube algorithm, but from my experience, a lot of people that say they got shadow banned didn't really get shadow banned. Like Nuzagi was saying that he was shadow banned for a while. And that's usually, people say that because they're getting less views. But usually you can point to other factors. If you really do a good analysis of the channel, you can point to other factors that might have affected it. I'm pretty sure YouTube unsubbed me from a bunch of channels too, because I was sure that I was subbed on somebody's channel, I can't remember who, and then I had to click on it again. Yeah, that is true. Subs don't matter anymore. Recommended page is king. Like everything goes through For You page now. Everything. It's working. It's so effective on me. Like, you know, in Pokemon VGC, when you use an electric Pokemon against a water Pokemon, and they're like, that move was super effective. That's what it does to me. It's clickbaits and For You page recommendations are so effective on me. Yeah, that's probably a good theory, Kihara-kun. But when I spoke to Nux, he just told me that he made the second channel because he wanted like an easier, just an easier channel to build, which is, you know, in the work smarter, not harder kind of mentality. And when you stream a lot, you know, why not do 2-in-1 and cut the streams up into a highlight channel? I think everybody should do that. Everything is on borrowed time. First visa comes for the anime titties straight from Japan. Next they'll hit the VTubers. Don't scare me. Don't scare us like that. Not the anime titties. Please no. There's no way they get to control an entire country, right? Is Japan gonna push back on that? They have to. It's one of their, like, anime's gotta be one of their biggest exports. It's gotta be. Yeah, at the end of the day, people watch cheap slop, can make blame channels for making slop. Exactly. Yeah, not the anime titty. No! No! We will riot. We will riot. Us international otakus will not stand for this. Maybe I should make a video on that, but I'd have to research a bit more because I'm not like super familiar. That mangaka turned politician is one of the people trying to protect anime and manga. There's a mangaka that turned politician there? No shot. I gotta look into it. That could be a good video essay, actually. Yeah, otakus of the world, unite! With the power of friendship! We can make things right again. Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised payment processors are getting away with it as long as they are. If there is one thing you don't touch, it's people's porn. True. Wait, that's so cool. The writer of Nijima Love Hina is a politician now? Wow. Japan, the country where anything could happen. Well, I guess they did elect the reality star celebrity as president of the United States, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was an actor, as government of California. So yeah, anything could happen. When they tried to do the same thing to OnlyFans a few years ago, they had to back off real fast. So how come they're getting away with the anime stuff? Regan too? Regan was an actor too? Wow, I didn't know that. Make titties great again. Oh yeah, that's a slogan I'll ascribe to. Japan is very archaic with payment methods. Oh no, so they're fucked. Right now they're targeting the external stuff, so people selling it in Japan to people outside of Japan. Okay, okay, okay. So at least we can still go there to grab it. I gotta travel to Japan and buy a bunch of doujins before they're gone. Yeah, that's such a good idea. They need to work on their own payment processors. Mm-hmm. But there's a bunch of credit card companies. Are they all like that? Because there's MasterCard, there's Visa, and Visa's the one causing them trouble. There's American Express, and there's... Elon Musk will make a payment processor! True! He could do one. They all work together? Bro, I hate that. That's like some kind of monopoly on censorship. Dude, they're just a payment processor. We use them as a middleman. They shouldn't have a say in anything. Fuck them. Fuck them. He actually said that he will? I'm actually down for this idea. You know what, Elon? I'm down for that idea. Feed them in carrots. I don't know if they'll accept it. Yeah, they're like a payment processor cartel, literally. What is this shit? We need a Larry Flint equivalent for anime manga. Yeah, they'd get money from every transaction. I don't know why they'd limit it. We're not tied down to sponsors. I just don't get it. Yeah, the government should do something to stop it. They have no affair meddling into another country's like economic. I don't, man. I hate these kind of corporations. Visa and MasterCard are scum. If they do this, I've been with Visa for so long, and I'm cutting all of my cards. Fuck you. I'm opening up an account with American Express. That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah. Putting all my money in crypto and digital currencies. We don't need you guys. We don't need credit cards. Henry Cavill for anime. That'd be so cool. I'd elect him as a politician. Awooga. Oh, the other payment providers doing the exact same thing. I'll look into it. I hope somebody's doing something, or the government's looking to regulate or add rules so these payment processors can't abuse the system like that, because that is messed up. Trump said he's gonna do something about it? Oh, I hope so. That'd actually be cool of him if he does that. You know, talking about anime and credit card, I saw that Hosho Marine had like a credit card cover, but I think you can only get it if you're in Japan. But I would fucking love to have an anime girl on my credit card. Imagine how cool you look at the store when you whip out your credit card and you're like, here, let me pay for these, I don't know. Let me pay for this coffee with my anime waifu card. Oh, is Kanade paid her internet bill? Now she's got internet again? Nice, nice. Oh, you're saying you haven't seen a citation on Trump saying he'll do something? We'll have to look into that. I've heard that. I think it's the second time somebody told me that he said that. But I haven't seen the source either. The waifu card? It's a banger name. Here is my Rima Even Star Visa card. Credit cards are good to build credit. Not good if you let the money stack up on it, though. Oh, you know what I want us to react to? There's these people that do financial audits. There's like this one guy that does financial audits, and he invites a lot of, you know, content creators, only fangirls, and he goes through their spendings and shit. And it's so interesting. He roasts the fuck out of them. Is it Caleb Hammer? Is it him? Yeah. We should react to some of these videos. It'd be really funny. It kind of always makes me feel bad about my own spendings. He's like, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, what are you doing? Yeah, because they're spending so much more than they earn, or they have like horrible, like they have credit card debt, so they're paying more in interest and shit. How much you're spending on Uber Eats? Well, actually, today, I'm proud to say that I am Uber Eats clean for 8 days now. A new record for me. I've been cooking all my meals and I've been meal prepping, so it's helping. That way I just grab whatever's already ready, then order. Stop saying taquitos in chat, it makes me want to order some. So I'm gonna try to keep this going as long as I can. All right, so I think that's it for me for the stream, though. It was nice chatting with y'all. Don't forget to check out. Oh yeah, on Umo Market. Here, there's only 1 day left. No, 2 days left.
And
there's only 2 days left for the Black Friday discount, the 50% off. Buy one, get the other one 50% off on my new collection. And really love this crew neck. I would totally rock this. So go check out my new collection. Very cozy stuff for winter, you know, for the holidays. And you can also mix this with merch from other creators. They work too. All right. That's it for me. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Love you, chat. And I'll see you in the next one.